The 2021 PIAA Football Championships on PCN are brought to you in part by Alvernia University, American Dairy Association Northeast, and by Wise Markets. The following is a PCN Sports presentation.
You are looking at Hersheypark Stadium, where tonight the Pennsylvania Cable Network brings you the 6A PIAA Football Championship between the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, the champs out of District 7, and the St. Joe's Prep Hawks, the champs out of District 12. Well, good evening, everyone. We'll welcome you inside the broadcast booth here at Hersheypark Stadium, along with Brandon Noble. I'm Doug Heater. Thank you so much for watching this championship on the Pennsylvania Cable Network across the state of Pennsylvania and beyond. And we've got the granddaddy of them all this weekend in the big one, the 6A final. And Brandon, when you look at this matchup, most people could say, well, St. Joe's Prep, I mean, they're experienced. They've won 3 in a row. They've been in 6 of the last 8. But there's some experience on that Mount Lebanon side with their head coach, and this is a guy that knows what it takes, so this should be a great matchup here in the final. Yeah, it really should. I mean, look, St. Joe's knows what they're doing. These kids have been here plenty of times. They woke up this morning and knew what they were getting into. Bob Palco on the other side with Mount Lebanon, he's been around a long time. It's only his 3rd season at Mount Lebanon. He's turned that program around, but he had a great career at West Allegheny and then just decided, I'm going to retire, and I'm going to come out of retirement because that's what football coaches do. Well, the Blue Devils, they're a perfect 14-0 on the season. There is the veteran head coach in Bob Palco. He won his 8th Whippeal Championship a couple weeks ago against Pittsburgh Central Catholic. This is a team, he's got a record of 24-8. They beat State College last week, 49-28. They're ready to go in this one. This is a team that's got a lot of offensive weapons. They can throw the ball, they can run the ball, and it starts with their quarterback, Joey Daniels. Yeah, Joey Daniels, really, really good football player. 29 touchdowns, almost 2,000 yards passing. He's a guy, the offense goes through him tonight. He has to make great decisions with the football. Can't give St. Joe's Preps any extra opportunities. He's also got to be able to communicate with his coaches so they know what's going on out there and they can adjust accordingly. Meanwhile, the Hawks come in at 11-2. They've won 9 consecutive games. That adversity in the beginning of the season was big. There is Tim Roken, the head coach, in his 3rd season. This is a team that won a week ago in convincing fashion against Garnet Valley, surprising a lot of people. A lot of people say, hey, this is not as good a St. Joe's team as we've seen in the past, but a guy that's getting better and better every week despite an injury mid-season is Samaj Jones, the quarterback. Yeah, Jones is coming in and done a really, really nice job. 123 carries, 865 yards, 15 TDs. He can run, he can throw the ball. His decision-making has gotten better. His processing has gotten better. St. Joe's knows they have a really special kid right here. We'll take a look at where these teams are coming from, and both made the trip yesterday. Meanwhile, St. Joe's Prep, you take a look out of Philadelphia, a team that plays in the 6A classification. They made the trip last night. They got here about 7. They woke up this morning and ready to go. Meanwhile, Mount Lebanon is in the South Hills of Pittsburgh, about a 3.5-hour bus ride. A long trip is what Bob Palco talked about. There's the trip on how they got physically here. Let's see how they got here in the brackets. Top half, St. Joe's Prep. Everybody knew it. The 6A classification was going to have their way. They had a really tight game a couple weeks ago in the wind against Freedom, winning 24-21, and then that big win a week ago against Garnet Valley, 49-13. Meanwhile, Mount Lebanon beat Central Catholic for the 2nd time this season in the Whippeal Championship, beat McDowell 2 weeks ago, and then beat State College last week 49-28. Now, the weather, we're hoping, is not going to be a factor. It really wasn't earlier today in the 3A championship, but what could potentially be an issue is the wind. I don't think that's going to affect either one of these teams. I don't think. Yeah, run the football, play great defense, be good in the kicking game. That's going to be the challenge tonight. They both have really good kickers. Lord knows I don't like kickers, but tonight they're going to be really important. Let's go down to field level now for the ceremonial coin toss as we're about moments away from the 6A championship.
St. Joe's Prep won the toss and will receive. Okay, fellas, shake hands. Have a great ball game.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise as we honor our country with a performance of the Star-Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mount Lebanon High School Marching Band.
Finale. The wind continues to kick up. We're hoping to have a good. This one, I'll tell you what, is an exciting matchup because of the fact that a lot of people think St. Joe's, again, maybe not as good as they've been in years past. Both coaches extremely excited about it. There's Tim Roken. One of the interesting things, when we chatted yesterday, he said, hey, we're going to get here Friday night. We're going to wake up this morning. And he said, it's like waking up on Christmas morning. And that was the atmosphere before the game. His guys are excited and ready to do something that's never been done before. That's win four straight state titles.
Yeah, I thought that was a great analogy. I'd never thought of that before, and that's exactly how everybody should feel when you're coming to play for a state title. It really is something special. And sometimes when you win a lot of them, it can go either way. I've never won a lot of them, so I don't know what this feels like. But I could assume that it might get a little old, isn't the right word, right? But you get accustomed to it, right? So maybe you take it for granted a little bit. So I do think the idea of, hey, when you're a kid, you get Christmas once a year, you love it every single year, every time it happens. I mean, I'm excited about Christmas right now. And that's a great way to frame it to your team that's been here. I mean, I thought that was a really, really smart way to put it.
Now, schematically on the field and what both teams do, Bob Palco told me this week, and we know this about Samaj Jones. I said, how do you simulate that? He said, you can't. You can't simulate a guy like that. So what you've got to do is kind of have a plan, which they have, and then make adjustments as need be moving forward. This is a dynamic player that I saw live 2 weeks ago against Freedom, 2 plays.
Yeah.
So you can't simulate it unless you bring an NFL quarterback in there,
yeah.
And you can't do that, so they're going to try to make the proper adjustments. So that's what's going to be fun to watch, the matchups. Plus, on the other side, St. Joe's Prep is concerned about what these guys can do passing the football.
Yeah, look, the important thing tonight, when you're defending both of these teams, is tackling people. Mm-hmm. Tackling, if you show up, when I played in the NFL, you start coming out to a game and you know how you're going to play by how you tackle defensively, right? If you're running the ball and you're tackling, you're going to play well defensively. It doesn't matter what the scheme is. If you tackle, you're going to be okay. So that tonight is going to be really, really important. They're going to get a lot of hats to the ball, 11 guys on the tape, and tackle well on both sides. And that's going to play a big part in not giving up the big play and winning the football game.
Well, Noah Buddha about ready to tee things up. Meanwhile, deep guy, you saw Blaine Bunch. This is going to be a short one. This is a concern. Special teams, and that one maybe was going to go out of bounds, but is fielded by St. Joe's Prep, and that one fielded near the boundary by Isaiah West, so they'll get field position starting right around the 25, 26-yard line. One of the things that teams have been concerned about is St. Joe's Prep ability to make the big plays. You take a look at what Samaj Jones can do on the ground. 123 carries, 865 yards. He truly is, as we've talked about, a very, very explosive dual-threat quarterback. So on 1st and 10 from the 26. They'll go pistol. Will St. Joe's motion coming near side for the Hawks. Jones keeps it himself up over the 31 to the 33-yard line. Inside run by the Hawks as we take a look at the offense. Tackle made there by Jake Munoz are made there by Alex Tezca. Quick going thick, going fast. Jones, the quarterback. Take a look at this line, though. Everybody is back except for Cervantes, who was playing guard last year, and now he's moved to center. They have an experienced offensive line, and boy, they can move guys around. Jones again on the designed quarterback draw. He'll be taken down for a loss behind the 30-yard line. And here's the defense. Grayson D, Harvey, Halter, Boehner, Smith, King wearing a different number. He's wearing 43, so keep an eye on that offensively. Pellegrino, Ward, Wirtz, Tezca, and Heidenreich. Tezca and Heidenreich play everywhere. Heidenreich does everything for this team. 3rd down and 6. Garwood, the motion back 16, sets up in the slot left side. Play action looking that way. Little screen pass, and this one is complete in the open down the far sideline for St. Joe's. Long completion for the Hawks, and that complete to Dave Washington, the sophomore. And there's an example of getting athletes out in space.
Getting athletes out in space and missing tackles. I mean, that's what I just talked about. And that's why you get your athletes out in space, because now there's only one guy to tackle them right there. And that's a really, really nice job by Texa running down the field there and making that tackle and letting them play one more play defensively. But again, you got to tackle tonight.
Well, Washington leads the team. That's his 45th reception. He's got 5 touchdowns and now over 500 yards. Play action again, looking near side, pocket breaks down. They're going to get him for a loss and a sack back to the 25-yard line. Entire defense crushing in for this Mount Lebanon defense, led by Cooper Austin, 78.
Yeah, nice job. They brought a little pressure there. I like it. You know, they're being aggressive. Mount Lebanon's brought pressure on 2 or 3 of the first plays, and you know, William Harvey, the nose guard, big 75 in there, has done a great job. He's gotten Jones down a couple times now.
18 tackles, 10 for loss for 75. Inside handoff, first non-Jones run. This one to the 25, maybe a gain of a foot or so. Big 3rd down conversion for both the defense and the offense after that big play to Washington. Yeah,
one of the things that's really important defensively is winning on 1st down and then getting the offense in a 3rd and long situation. The challenge here right now for Mount Lebanon is keeping Jones in the pocket and not letting him scramble.
Elijah Jones, 84, lines up at the top part of your screen. He's the lone receiver to the left, trips to the right for Jones. They change the play after they take a look at the defense. They need to get inside the 12-yard line. Jones looking left over the middle. Little crosser route run. This one complete to Owen Garwood. And he's going to look like forward progress, get enough to move the chains just inside. And they're going to mark this right at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal.
Really nice job here by Jones. Sits in the pocket, thrown into. That's a nice ball right there. Really nice job there, getting the ball right where it needs to. A little crossing route. Garwood makes a nice catch, secures the ball, and battles for some extra yards.
Kasheem Phillips there, the lone back behind Jones. 1st and goal from the 10. They go double tights, 2 wide receivers near side. Jones, the keeper, right up the middle. Gain of a couple. Inside the 7, down close to the 6.
One thing about the spread is that the closer that you get to the goal line, sometimes the harder it is to get the ball in. Now, that's usually with a team that throws the ball a little bit more. The defense doesn't have as much space to guard. But the thing it does in the run game, even the inside run game, is it allows the safeties to play a little closer to the line of scrimmage because they don't have to get as deep.
2nd down and goal. They're going to mark this at the 7. Shift the back next to Jones. Looking to throw a quick hitter coming across the middle. This is Washington, complete inside the 5. He's taken down there by Matt Wirtz, number 4. Right about the 3.5.
Nice tackle by Wirtz right there. Again, a little bubble. Right, brings him inside, and Wirtz with a nice sure tackle. And that's huge. Again, we talk about it out in space, tackling those guys. You saw Washington bust a big one when the tackle was missed. Wirtz made a really nice tackle right there. That's a touchdown.
Pistol set but heavy with Trotter now, number 40, lined up, and they're going to go his way, lined up to the left. This is Phillips. He'll get maybe a yard to the 2. I don't know if he got much at all. And this will bring up a 4th down. Now remember, both teams have great field goal kickers. Chada has 7 field goals this year. There's Trotter with the block, but played well defensively.
Yeah, that's a good job by Jack Smith, number 7, playing off the block a little bit. And Trotter does a good job. Again, if you know you got that guy in there, right, you're going to lean that way defensively.
Waggle this way, looking for Trotter out of the backfield. Touchdown, Hawks.
Little play action, a little boot there. Fullback out into the flat. You're going to watch Trotter sneak out, number 40. He goes from left to right there, sneaks out into the flat, and right there, they lost him in coverage. Used to say that the fullback in the flat is uncoverable down on the goal line.
Well, that's his 2nd catch this season. Both of his catches are for touchdowns, both from 4 yards out. So Trotter comes in as the back, and they get it to him for Jones, the touchdown pass. And once again, here's Chada in, who's made 52 extra points this season, kicking into the teeth, and that win, no problem at all. That's a nice opening drive by the Hawks.
Jones does a really nice job. He throws a really good ball right there. And you see that missed tackle right there. They threw the ball really effectively coming down. Here's on that 3rd and long. He gets it into Garwood, and then again, fullback to the flat, uncoverable. Nice touch on that ball.
So for Jones, who's really settling in, that's his 13th touchdown pass this season. And you know, Brandon, what's interesting, Tim Roken said that Jones, the injury might have helped him a little bit. He said last year as a freshman, he hung around the veteran guys, the seniors, so much to learn, does a lot of film study. So as good as he is running the football, they think that he potentially is going to be even better as a thrower, and has really added that dimension as this season has gone on.
Yeah, and one of the things about a young quarterback is usually his decision-making, right? It's one of those things that matures with reps, with opportunity, with being on the football field. And so you got a guy that's played this many games now this year, and you're playing in the state final. You know, the future is so bright. One of the really cool things this whole weekend has been in these title games, there are some young football players that are going to be around for 2 and 3 more years, and it's so exciting. Pennsylvania high school football, there's so much talent here.
39 sophomores on this roster. Both of these teams loaded with players. This is like doing a small college roster when you're prepping for this one. Both teams loaded with some talent, and 39 sophomores, 39 younger guys. This one, Heidenreich will take it at the goal line. Slips down and falls forward to about the 14-yard line. Sorry, that is Teska that had that kickoff return. And field position in the favor of this Hawks defense.
It a little bit of a light rain. You know, it rained a little bit earlier today, and so the field is a little bit slick right there. Let's see what Joey Daniels can do.
Look at those numbers, 29 touchdowns, and this is an explosive team. Watching these guys on tape this week, I mean, Heidenreich is his favorite target, and talking to Bob Palco, he says, listen, we got other guys. So Daniels can find him, but that's one that most teams are concerned about. Press coverage across the board here for the Hawks on defense. Looking left, right away, out of the gate. They got some separation. This one complete to Mike Beersdorf, and he could go. Here's a foot race inside the 10. He will go the distance. How about that for a start to answer back?
Joey Daniels throws a strike. Beersdorf, again, talking about tackling, right? It's just a quick slant right here. They cut everybody up front to stop the pressure. Beersdorf beats his guy inside. Right, and then all of a sudden, you know, Shamir Johnson tries to strip the ball. You saw him try and punch it out there instead of securing the tackle, which I get, you know, in a big game, make a play, and then Josiah Trotter tries to walk him down, but can't quite get there. What an answer.
Buddha in for the extra point, and we're tied. How about quickly? How about today? We saw a 7-0 game. Well, we got a 7-7 contest. We'll step aside and come back and catch our breath here at Hersheypark Stadium.
Because. 2 syllables, 7 letters, so much meaning. Because is an explanation, an answer to the question, why? It connects where we've been to where we're going. And at Highmark, the road ahead is altogether new. We are reinventing healthcare because it can be simpler, smoother, because it can do more. Get ready for healthcare that goes beyond care. Because life. Highmark Blue Shield.
Each team with a possession, each team a touchdown. Refuel with chocolate milk. The American Dairy Association Northeast is proud to sponsor the 2021 PIAA Football Championships scorebar. And we anticipate, at least the way it started, there might be a lot of that popping up today. 7-0 game in the 3A championship. Earlier today, we were already 7-7. And that touchdown reception by Beersdorf this season is just his fourth, but for Daniels, 30th TD pass, no big deal. But that's the risk if you play that press coverage.
Yeah, you play press man, and St. Joe's, they were bringing some pressure there on first down, and you play press man, you miss, and then you miss the tackle, and that's going to happen against good football players. And look, St. Joe's has been in some battles, right? They've been through it. You know, they've been through the adversity. They lost a couple games this year, you know, so they're going to be all right, right? They're going to be settled down. They're going to come out here right now, and Jones is going to do his thing, and they're going to just move the ball down the field. So that's where, for Mount Lebanon, it's important. Hey, get that 3-and-out right now. Keep the momentum going. Get your offense back on the field.
I said to Bob Palco, I asked him, I said, hey, are you guys going to try to shorten the game? He goes, well,
we'll see.
We take advantage like that. But that's the concern that you have when you play this team. And again, it's not just number 8. There's guys that can make catches, and that was, they'll take it. That was a good read by Daniels. Touchdown pass number 30. So we were tied up quickly at 7-7. We saw Josh Barlow, number 9, one of the 2 return guys back there. Blaine Bunch is the other. He's the far side to the left, and they're going to have to hold this ball, I guess. Well, the wind is at the back of Mount Lebanon, but that quick out, you don't necessarily need that much help. This one, a mid-range short kickoff, and Bunch is going to take it at the 20-yard line. And did he signal for? I'm sorry, that is Bunch. Did he take that? Did he fair catch that one?
Someone else may have.
Someone else did. Well, I saw that last night, right?
Yeah. Let's see right here. You see a little pop up again. This is a little pooch. They're trying to drop it right about there, and you panic, right? When you're the up back right there, that's what you're taught to do. And with the wind at the back right there, that ball should have gone to 32, who was making the fair catch sign. But the wind gave it a little push. Next thing you know, you've made the fair catch, and your returner catches the ball.
Yeah, Barlow with that one, and we saw that last night in the 5A game where guys were making fair catches, and other guys were getting it, and you can't advance it. There's Tim Roken, 3rd season, been there, done that. This is a guy that works extremely hard. Good week of practice to prep, no pun intended. They're ready to go. Pistol set. Jones, handoff. Phillips. Fumble. It's loose, and it's recovered by Mount Lebanon. It looks like Jack Smith is on it, and he is.
Coach Palco mentioned getting a couple turnovers, right? Steal a possession here from St. Joe's Prep. I love that they're being aggressive. They're bringing guys off both edges. That's a safety coming down in there. What a play right there. Number 17 comes flying in there. Tommy Boner, good job, man.
That's Smith. That was Blaine Bunch on the carry, and it's running back by committee for this team. They don't necessarily, outside of Jones, have a go-to ball carrier. Phillips, Bunch are the 2 guys. Even Barlow gets in there. So here's Daniels, a much shorter field now, as they'll start 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line of the Hawks, tied up at 7 early on in the midway point of this first quarter. Empty set. That's Heidenreich they send to the left. 4 wide receivers and the tight end. Everybody in the pattern. A little middle screen here. That's Tezka. Completion down to the 15, inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line.
I like it. The play calling has been pretty aggressive, and understanding that St. Joe's is going to be aggressive.
Offense here. Daniels, the quarterback, already saw it. Tezka, Heidenreich, guys like Beersdorf, and then that offensive line, Caprista, Halter. All guys that, Boehner, Smith, all guys that can play that position. A little wildcat set, and this is a touchdown for Eli Heidenreich as they emptied out. They put their quarterback Daniels on the sideline, and he takes it in from 12 yards out. Look at this play.
Little counter here with Heidenreich in the backfield. Direct snap to him. He runs through a couple tackles down. That was a really, really strong run right there by number 8.
Heidenreich, for him, he's the second leading ball carrier, 623 yards. It's a 7th rushing touchdown. This is not taking very long. 3 plays, 2 touchdowns so far. And this extra point is through. It's a 14-7 lead. This is where it started. Defense.
Yep. Boom. Right there. Bringing some pressure off the edge. Both of these defenses being really aggressive, and then Heidenreich right here does a great job finding the crease, getting vertical, running through a tackle, and scoring.
Yeah, 56 seconds, 2 touchdowns for the Blue Devils that are undefeated this season. That fumble was created by Tommy Boehner, 17. And now, you know, you used the word adversity. I think people that watched the 5A game last night with Imhotep, some teams that have such an easy way through the season don't know how to handle that. Here's the Hawks, or, you know, we got some adversity here.
Yeah.
How are we going to slow? First of all, they've got to get their offense going again after the turnover, but they got to slow this. They got to figure out something to do defensively.
Yeah, they're going to have to, you know, come out and again stay settled. They've been through it. They've been through some battles. They've been here before. So this is where, you know, as a staff, you pull the guys over and say, look, everybody just take a deep breath, right? Go out, do your job. If everybody does their job right now, right, we'll be successful. And then just start getting first downs and just kind of work your way down the field. Don't try and get it all back right now.
Well, Barlow and Bunch. Barlow, the close receiver, number 9. Bunch, number 3, the far side, trying to get a little bit better field position. We'll keep an eye on where. I know teams concerned themselves about not kicking deep to this St. Joe's Prep special teams unit because of their ability to explode and get big plays. So they've kicked mid-range. Once again, they're going to have a holder for Buddha. That extra point, he's now got 2. That's 75 on the season for the kicker. Both of these teams very good in that department. Chada getting some looks, potential walk-on possibility, the kicker for the Hawks. And this one now to the other side of the field. And a miscommunication there as Bunch will take it and go backwards and step out of bounds right around the 20-yard line. I tell you, that's a dangerous area, those mid-level guys. Yep. And obviously, this Blue Devils coaching staff, special teams, has prepared for dealing with this kind of stuff so far this week.
Yeah, they're doing a good job right there. And those first 2 kicks, he kicked it to his left. And then the St. Joe's special teams adjusted and they moved their guys over to the right a little bit. They were this side of the field, and then right there he kicks it across, and that is a really tough spot. You tell the up back to never back up for the football. Right. That's the rule. Don't ever back up. And again, with the wind blowing the way that it is tonight, the ball's going to carry. Let the returners get the football.
Phillips in the ball game behind Jones, the quarterback, 1st and 10 from the 20. Handoff inside to Phillips, nowhere to go.
Man,
nowhere to go. That is big 75. Will Harvey, the nose tackle, 18 tackles, 4 of them behind the line of scrimmage. Give him another one.
Well, he's got 2 tonight. I mean, this is textbook, man. I love this right here. That, bam, right? That's how you do it. That's a nose guard right there.
You know a little something about that,
wearing
right?
that 7'5", he looks like a young Brandon Noble. Only better looking and probably better, faster, stronger.
Well, that's not bad. Then he'll take his chances in the NFL then, right? He'll be like, if it's better, sure, he'll play a little bit more than you did in the NFL.
Yeah, well, that was textbook right there. I love it.
Jones on the zone read will keep it, get a couple of yards up to about the 23.5, 24-yard line. Jones has been productive on the ground so far today. That was Owen Halter, 68. He's got 42 tackles. He made the play defensively.
It's a good group up front. They do a great job. And I love the aggressiveness. They're getting after them up front right now. Bringing people from different spots, knocking people backwards.
Two receivers either way. Jones back to throw, looking near side. This one complete up over the 25-yard line, well short of the first down. This one complete to Elijah Jones, number 2 on the team in pass receptions this season.
Nice break on the ball by number 4, Matt Wirtz right here. We mentioned his name once already, making a nice tackle down in the red zone. Does a good job coming up. You see him in his pedal there. He sees the ball thrown, puts his foot in the ground, and drives downhill on the receiver.
Good series defensively for this Blue Devils defense. Should get good field position again out of this one. Punting situation, 4th down. This one one-hopped. Heidenreich thought about coming up to make the play and wisely gets out of there. So they'll start at the 35-yard line.
That was a nice kick into the wind. I mean, that's not an easy kick right now. Those flags are standing up.
Yeah, that's shot at it. You're right. Now they'll get the wind to their back in the second, and that could potentially be something the guys will talk about.
Yeah, the wind is going to really affect special teams tonight.
Here's a defense for the Hawks. Dumont, James, Daly, Hurd. Hurd, by the way, injured himself a couple weeks ago against Freedom. Back, ready to go, the defensive end number 6. And then Nicole, Trotter, Niles. By the way, that secondary is very good. And Agard Johnson, Nelson Jr., and Saka, the son of Tony Saka, who played at Penn State. Those guys fly all over the field. Direct snap coming. They'll go empty again. This is where they scored the touchdown early on when they put Heidenreich back there. Again, he's the second leading ground gainer on the season, so they take the quarterback out and decide, hey, why not? Let's run it again.
One of the things that Coach Palco mentioned, talking about preparing for St. Joe's, and he said, well, hey, look, we do a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff in our offense that they have to prepare for. So it's the same thing. You've got a lot of guys on this Mount Lebanon team that you've got to defend in different positions.
Gain of a couple, 2nd down and 8 from the 40. Motion back is Pellegrino. Here's Teska, nowhere to go. Hit in the backfield. Tackle made there by Matt Dumont, 35, and 45 was also there, and Cole Niles.
Yeah, really nice play. Little counter action there. See Niles right there make a nice play. 39 comes in, Dumont at 35. I mean, they're all over the place right now. That was good. That's what they needed right there. Good early stops.
Yeah, 3rd and 9. Big down for this Hawks defense. They'll reposition Grayson D now as the tight end. Taking a look at the play, Heidenreich is matched up at the bottom of your screen real tight. That's an interesting matchup to watch with Emilio Agard, if that's going to be what you're going to see. And it's Nelson now, no timeout to talk about this.
Play clock was getting down. It took them a little longer than they wanted to right there. Coach Palco makes the right decision. Sometimes when you're running that spread and check with me stuff, you try and get in the perfect play. And sometimes that can take a little bit longer than you want to, and getting guys lined up the right way.
Are you noticing that, as you refer to the check with me stuff, is dwindling a little bit? Are we seeing less of that? It seemed like the big fad for a while now.
It is. It's some guys still do it. Like both of these teams do it. You see them, and that's one of the things that gives you the false impression of tempo, right? So the offense runs to the line of scrimmage and gets lines up. You line up as a defense, your guys panic, right? They start looking over at you, going, give me the call, give me the call. And the quarterback's going to stand there and look over the sideline. So it is. It's something, though, that, again, if you're running this kind of spread look, coordinators still do like to do. Because it does give you an advantage. If you can figure out what the defense is in, you can get in the right call. So I see why they do it. But it's definitely one of those things that I think I agree with you. It was definitely in vogue for a while, and it is definitely slowly, especially at the high school level, kind of starting to trickle out.
Well, I know a lot of it, and I imagine most of it has to do with the personnel and the schematically what we're seeing defensively. Let's see if that adjustment can be made now. They slightly changed, does the Blue Devils on 3rd down. Daniels back to throw, looking to the far side for Heidenreich. This goes in and out of his hands, incomplete. So a punting situation and a big stop for the Hawks.
Yeah, a really big stop right there. And he had Heidenreich. Look, they got some speed. They got guys pushing the ball down the field. He's got the wind at his back here, Daniels does. And so that affects a pass, just like throwing into it, but a little bit differently. It floated on him a little bit, had a little wiggle to it. Heidenreich wasn't able to grab the football. Really, really nice stop right there by St. Joe's.
So Buddha comes in, averaging 41 yards a punt. Well, rugby style again. We saw this in warm-ups. This one's going to go down the far sideline and out of bounds. Non-returnable there for St. Joe's and Agard. Well, we've talked a little bit about 75, the big man in the middle, Harvey. How about what he's done so far?
Look at that. Collapse the pocket, toss people around, get rid of that center like he's not even there. And same thing, like good extension. I mean, that's textbook play right there by the big fella. I love this. Splitting that double team, Get in my belly. Put him on the ground. Look at that. Look at the thing of beauty right there.
Well, you got to be loving that. How much did you love that game earlier today?
That was good. I mean, look, those guys were hitting. That game earlier today was physical. But I'm enjoying watching the big 7-5 run around out there tonight.
First down and 10 from the 30. Handoff here for Barlow, trying to stretch this play out, maybe a yard. Good job of stringing that play out defensively. One of the guys, Smith, over there, who's got the fumble recovery, he was able to string that one out, number 7.
Just a little outside zone read right there, and he runs through the first tackle. I don't think that was Boehner that missed him right there, and Smith comes and cleans it up. You know, tackle, and string things out, right? Keep your leverage, keep the ball where it's supposed to be within the defense.
Well, a gain of 1, third different running back. Barlow now, handoff inside, a little block from Jones, and he hammers his way forward close to the 39. This will bring up a 3rd down and 1. Good hard run by Barlow that comes in 4th on the team with 233 yards on the ground.
Yeah, bringing a little pressure. He sees that big body in the middle there, doesn't want to go run into that nasty nose tackle again, cuts out the back door. That's a nice run by Barlow right there. They really like him.
Nice little jump cut in the hole for sure. 3rd down and 1. Short yardage defense now. Let's see what, here we go. Here's the check with me on the sideline. Phillips in the game. They switch him over to the right side, 26 for the Hawks. They go sweep, hit in the backfield once again by Boehner, and they'll lose about 4 yards. They'll lose 3, back to the 36.
Great play right there. You know what's interesting? We're talking about the check with me right there, and the Hawks got Mount Leb to show them what they were doing. They brought that pressure, and then they checked into a play that ran right into that pressure. Like that doesn't. Again, that was maybe they thought that they were going to do the old, you know, I know that you know that we know kind of deal, and everybody's going to change. But great job, great stop on a 3rd and 1.
Chatted back to punt. Heinrich again tells everybody to get out of the way. This one a little bit shorter. Should be good field position at the 40-yard line, maybe the 39 for Mount Lebanon. 14-7 game. Now both teams, or both defenses at least, have made a stop or two. Let's see where the adjustments start to begin.
Things have settled down a little bit, and I think that, you know, St. Joe's defensively has settled down a little bit. They got put in bad field position, you know, for one of these touchdowns where the fumble. So they gave Mount Lebanon the ball deep in their territory down the red zone, right on like the 8-yard line. You know, and they had the one, you know, big play where they missed a tackle.
Empty set again. We've seen the Blue Devils run this. Pellegrino motion shifts back over. Heidenreich in there in the backfield himself. He's got a touchdown run today. Bulls forward for a gain of a couple up to the 42 or 41. A gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Now it looks like we're going to see the quarter change. So what that means in the second is the Hawks will have the wind to their back. So let's see if that changes what they do offensively at all. Empty set once again. Pellegrino's at H-back 34. They're going to position him for now on the right. He comes across the formation. That's the direction they're going to run, to the left. Tough run to the 44-yard line, a gain of 2. And that's going to be the final play of the opening quarter. A lot of offensive fireworks. 14-7 Blue Devils after 1 from Hersheypark.
When you need care, you need it fast. But you need it done with a gentle hand. We make caring an active choice, so you feel it the moment you walk in the door. Or when you log in. Urgent caring means we always listen to your needs and put you at ease. No matter what you walk in for, we'll make getting better feel better. It's what we do, because every chance we get is a chance to show we care. MedExpress. Urgent caring.
Join our guests for insights on issues impacting local government and the citizens of Pennsylvania. Created by the Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs, Inside Pennsylvania Boroughs connects you to legislation and policy that will affect you and your family. Your host, Chris Kapp, and his guests discuss current affairs that matter to you most. Connect with your state by tuning into Inside Pennsylvania Boroughs on Sundays here on PCN.
14-7 Mount Lebanon after one in the 6A final. PCN is proud to bring you the Pennsylvania Farm Show coverage coming January 8th through the 15th. If you need more information, you can get it at PCNTV.com. I know those people over there at the Farm Show excited to have that back in person. It was empty a year ago. By the way, everybody loves me back watching football. Tim Roken talked about Christmas morning. Right now he's got some coal in his stocking as his team is down 14-7. And a big stop here on 3rd down and 6 for St. Joe's, looking for their 4th straight 6A championship. Back to throw. Daniels, oh, he's wide open down the far sideline. This is completely busted coverage. This one complete to Jack Smith. I'm not sure what happened in the secondary, but he was wide open.
Really, really nice play design. You're going to see Smith right now. He's going to look like he's going to block right there. So the safety bites up. You see the safety right there, 21, he bites up because he thinks they're running a little screen out there. Smith does a good job catching the football. That ball was a little wavy out there, staying in bounds. That's a huge play right there. Again, it's just well-designed play, getting the defense to bite on something that they think they see.
45 yards. Daniels now goes out as a wide receiver. Teska stays in the backfield. I thought maybe we're going to see another jump pass. That seems to be the norm this week. This down to the 10. Gain of about 2.5. They can get inside the 5, just outside the 2 for a first down. Can Mount Lebanon? Boy, what would happen here if this Blue Devils team can put themselves up 21-14 with the key? There's Teska. We've talked about him a little bit. 23 touchdowns on the ground, 1,984 yards. He's averaging 141 yards per game. They put Daniels back in the pistol on 2nd down. 2nd down and 8. There's a big receiver there in Smith. He'll go back in motion and line up on the right. Daniels looking that way. Nowhere to go. Pocket breaks down. Wide open Green on the far side. He'll slide down to the 5. They'll mark him around the 5.5-yard line. 3rd down. Again, they can get a first without scoring.
He wanted Smith there in the end zone, and he's going to be to the left. He's going to fall down. You're not going to see him he's out of the picture there. But Daniels does a good job. Makes Trotter miss a little bit there in the slippery turf. But a good job by Daniels making a good decision with the football, not forcing something down here, running the ball, don't take a sack, don't give up an interception, so you know you're going to come away with points.
Daniels 3 of 4 through the air. Is it a passing down on 3rd down and 3? Trips near side. They'll roll that way. Pressure coming, dumped off, touchdown. This one complete to Teska, and we've got a 20-14 game.
Another really, really well-designed play. You have those trips, those 3 receivers over there to the right, and you're going to flare the back out. Teska comes out, max protect. Teska comes out in the flat. They didn't, the adjustment wasn't there by St. Joe's to the trips. A lot of times when that happens, you want to play with what they call a slice or a hard corner out there to come drive on anything that comes out into the flat, and then the safety moves out and handles anything vertical by number 1.
Extra point is up and through, 10:15 to go. It's a 21-7 lead. Teska's pass reception, that's his 4th TD reception of the season, and it started with this big play.
Yeah, set up really nice by a really well-designed play, and a great job by Smith there, staying in bounds on a little bit of an errant throw.
Boy, 2 minutes and 39 seconds. How long is it? That took him forever.
Yeah, good decision. Good decision right there. And again, you make the good decision, you don't force it, and then you see you get your guy out in the flat. Nobody makes an adjustment. They're playing 0-man coverage behind them.
So 2nd touchdown pass of the game for Joey Daniels gives him 31 on the season, and it started with that big play that covered 45 yards to Smith. 4 of 5 now for Daniels, 144 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
Not too shabby.
No, and we
nice
thought,
start.
Oh, we thought that this was a team that might run the football. They haven't rushed for that much right now. Heidenreich's got a couple of carries for 15 yards, but they've been able to find something. I don't know what Bob Palco's shaking his head for. He's got to love what he's seeing so far.
It doesn't matter. When you're a coach, especially a coach who's been doing it that long, there's always something to shake your head at.
I got a kick out of what you talked about. He got out of coaching, said, what am I going to do? I might as well get back. And he said no hard feelings. I mean, he was a legend over at West Allegheny, 2003. Won that state championship, won 7 WPIAL titles for them, and he's brought a good portion of his staff back.
Yeah.
Plus, they're playing with heavy hearts this week. One of their assistant coaches, or one of his former assistants, in Mark Davis, that he spent time at West Allegheny in the hospital. They're thinking about him. They were thinking about him last week in their win over State College. And they got to be thinking about that now. What a great start for this team. It's 14-0, looking to end this Hawks streak of 3 consecutive wins. This one goes out of bounds, so a penalty. By the way, the last time anybody won 3 in a row at this level was Central Bucks back in the late 90s, but nobody at this level has won 4 in a row. At the highest level, I guess is the best way of saying it. Take a look at our officials, a 7-man crew. Alan Lubis, first time we've heard from him today. No problem in that department.
Free kick infraction. Free kick infraction. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. First down.
Well, you can hear the wind. So by the way, folks, so windy. The halftime show's moved upstairs. I joked around, hey, I'm enjoying this weather. Apparently, hey, my joke is this. When I'm in the press box, there's at least one heater.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't mean it's working.
Right.
But there's at least one heater. So I brought the warmth with me.
Yes, you did.
I brought the warmth with me today.
Bringing the heat. I appreciate it.
Tim Roken hoping to get something going offensively. A little hot streak here. His team's down 21-7. They lost a couple of games in the beginning of the year. They started the season 2-2, lost to Milton, Georgia on the road, going all over the place, and then lost to LaSalle College in Franklin Field 28-21. He said that was really the turning point of the season because his team got together and has rallied ever since. They've got a rally here from the 35. Flags will slow things down again. No penalties. Now we have back-to-back yellow flags.
Prior to the snap, full start, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
This offense hasn't really found much of a rhythm since that opening drive, and both coaches talked about game time and on-the-fly adjustments. Let's see what they do here on 1st and 15, needing to get something together, and it looks like they're going to talk about it. Timeout from the offensive coaching staff to discuss the strategy here. And Brandon, there's no reason for them to abandon anything right now, but they've got to find something consistently because they haven't done that just yet.
Yeah, really the worst thing that you can do is abandon the game plan at this point. There's a lot of football left. A lot of football left. And just do what you do.
Well, we talked about this St. Joe's team and their ability to win some football games. How about last season playing in the 6A championship, winning their 3rd consecutive state title? And Brandon, you were here for this one, a 62-13 thumping of Central York.
Yeah, this was, I mean, that's Kyle McCord right there. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the country in that class. He's at Ohio State now. I mean, just the talent, a little trickeration right there. My wife hates that word, so hopefully she's not watching.
Well, you said 2 things right there. You said Ohio State without any shivers going up your spine right there.
I know. Well, you know, what do you do? They're good. They're good. But, I mean, look, you know, going back to what's happening right now, though, for St. Joe's, it is important to go back to what got you here. Stick to that game plan. You've got a talented quarterback. You've got talented receivers around him, a big O-line, a stable of running backs, right? Just believe in who you are. And that's exactly what the coaching staff's saying. You know, you just make the right play calls to reinforce that.
They reset. Let's see if they run this way to the strength, and they will. Jones on the keeper. He hurdles a guy. Let's see if there's a penalty. We saw one yesterday. Apparently not on that play. I don't agree with the fact that we've talked about that during the game earlier today about the hurdle play, but I'm surprised he didn't call for one there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the hurdle play. I mean, look, that was never something I had to worry about. I was never jumping, I can promise you that. Nor was I carrying a football, but I was probably missing a tackle like that every once in a while. That's a good job. You get back to what you do. Run the football with your quarterback.
Phillips in the game. Jones, little RPO. This one, he was looking for 84, Elijah Jones. That one incomplete. That's the run pass option. That's the bread and butter play on that slant pass, and they had him. He just missed him.
Yeah, and he felt some pressure right there. He had Jack Smith off the right side right here. You see him running through there, and Jones's eyes went to Smith. And when that happens, you hear quarterback coaches and offensive coordinators talk about a good quarterback not looking at the rush. That takes time to be confident.
Jones scrambles, dumps it off short. This one complete, and a tremendous move still going. The completion to David Washington. That was a great individual play to elude a couple of tacklers to move the chains for a first down.
Yeah, nice job. Get the ball out here in the flat. Again, Jones goes through his read, climbs the pocket, looks out to the right, throws it to Washington, and then Washington makes Wirtz miss. That's Wirtz has had a good start to the day. He gets up and tracks Washington down, but really, really nice move.
Washington had that big pass completion earlier. We have an injured player on the field for St. Joe's Prep. That's the left tackle, and Brad Harris, the big guy at 270.
6'4", 270. We got some big fellas out there.
Washington now with
all right.
all 3 catches, 69 yards. How about guys cramping up last night too? A lot of people, that's a misconception. I'm not sure what this is, but you think that, oh well, it's not that warm, but guys are cramping at this point. And of course, it is a little bit warmer, so that's good news that Harris is walking off. They're laughing about it, so keep an eye on him. Make sure he's ready to go. Oh, he jammed a finger, maybe.
Maybe they're popping the finger back in. Maybe dislocated it. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and they can tape it up and put him back in there. The way he's running off and holding it, finger or wrist or something along those lines, there's nothing better than dislocating a finger than having the guy pop it back in on the sidelines. The relief is amazing.
Well, fortunately, at least up to this point, I don't have that in common with you if that's happened. I haven't done that yet. I didn't play nose tackle either, but bunches in the backfield. They reposition, ball's loose, it's on the carpet, but Jones is able to get back and get it. But that must have happened all the time with you guys handing the dirt right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's your hands are gonna go. There's no doubt about it. That's just a dropped snap by Jones. That thing came back a little hot right there, but Jones, again, I think maybe took his eyes off it. And those are things that a young quarterback will do. Eye discipline is so important in the game of football, and stay right where you're supposed to be at that moment.
A bunch stays in the game with Jones. They were fortunate to get it back and just lose a yard on 2nd down and 11. Jones a throw, looking left the entire way. This one complete to Owen Garwood. He's close to the chains, but a little bit short, but a manageable 3rd down coming up.
Nice job by Garwood making the first guy miss, getting a little bit of extra yardage there. You see Jones, nice ball right there. Garwood makes the first tackler miss, then everybody shows up right there. Get him into that 3rd and 1. And, this is important here, and not just to continue to drive and score points, but for confidence, right? You want to get this first down to really get some belief back in your offense.
Pistol set, heavy to this left side. Trotter was in there before. And this is a big run by Phillips for a first down. And we're looking to make guys miss down the near sideline. Finally, Pellegrino trips him up. But what a big run. But these are the kind of dynamic playmakers this offense has. If you don't tackle, they're going to make you pay.
Yeah, hey, bring the fullback in and run a little lead right there. I like it. And Phillips does a great job. I mean, look, that's a ridiculous run. The balance, the ball came out at the end there, but really nice run. And that's the spark that this team needs right now.
Well, Phillips stays in there. They're going heavy again. H-back a little tighter to the formation. They fake the handoff. This is Jones, and he'll lunge forward inside the 10-yard line. Heidenreich around his ankles for the tackle. Heidenreich does everything. He's got 52 tackles. That's the most on the team from that secondary spot.
Yeah, really active in the run front. I like it. Little QB counter coming back. Heidenreich does enough to get Jones on the ground, or he's probably scoring.
Sweep near side, Jones again. Straight quarterback run. He'll lose a few yards. Back to the 10. Strung out nicely as they run it into the boundary.
Yeah, good job on the front side there, stringing that thing out, allowing the big fella right there, Cooper Austin, to make a nice play, kind of tracking down the line. This three-man front for Mount Lebanon's doing a great job, being really active. A lot of times those guys are just big guys, they're space eaters, but you can tell these guys can move.
Third down. Whistles will halt things. I think Mount Lebanon, they're going to take a timeout to discuss this. This is an extremely important drive by the Hawks. First of all, it's easy. It's the most obvious. It's the most impressive drive since scoring. But where we are in this game, they need to come away with something. I know that they've got a great field goal kicker and points are wise, but I know this team's hungry. They want to get another touchdown.
Yeah, they need a touchdown here, and they've done a good job on this drive, right? They've mixed it up, be balanced. They run the football a little bit. They brought the fullback in, ran that nice lead. Phillips made a really nice run. You've got so many weapons, like you said, and let Jones run the ball. The quarterback run creates another gap in the run front that you have to account for, especially when you bring that fullback in there. Now you definitely have to play off some blocks or through some blocks to make a tackle. But this has been a really nice drive by St. Joe's. Great effort, but really great play calling too by the staff.
Well, we talked about Harvey, the big nose tackle. He's got 5 tackles so far. Heidenreich's got 8 from that secondary position. So does Pellegrino. Sorry, he has 4. Both of those guys are those 3 leading the way. This becomes a crucial drive or crucial play on 3rd down and 3. Again, they've got the ability to kick field goals. Chada, 7 field goals this season, can kick with the wind at his back. This will be a chip shot basically for him, but do they decide they want to go potentially a couple of plays here on this, what could be a 3rd and 4th down conversion?
Yeah, I think if they get close into that kind of 4th and 1, really tight, then maybe you go for it, but if not, you do need points right now.
Phillips in the backfield once again. Handoff Jones straight, or he'll keep it himself, and he's going to move the chain. Boy, this is close.
I think he got
No, he's got down to the 5-yard line. Absolutely. Look at the surge.
Yep. I like a little lead up there with a guard, pull him around, insert him. Now the linebacker has to play off a 300-pound man and find the football.
1st and goal from the 5. Phillips stays in. Jones near side. Stumbles and dives forward for the touchdown from 5 yards out. We've got ourselves a game. Big drive by the Hawks.
Nice job up front by that offensive line. Just a little quarterback sweep right there, old school. You see William Harvey try and get out there and make the play, but really nice blocking up front. You saw Phillips right there who had the great run. It's a really nice block on the outside linebacker or the overhang player, whether it was a safety or not, to open up that hole for Jones. Again, well called. They mixed it up, run, pass, a lot of run, fullback in the game. I like it.
Jones with his 16th rushing touchdown. Chada in for the extra point. It's 21-14. 6:03 to go, 2nd quarter. The Hawks right back in. Hersheypark Stadium. Samaj Jones taking the headset off. This team got himself back in. And how about this? An 11-play, 65-yard drive to pull his team to within 7. Much needed by the sophomore quarterback. What a tremendous effort and a tremendous way to finish for Jones again. Rushing touchdown number 16 this season.
Yeah, they needed that. Absolutely needed that. And now Lebanon's got to come out and do the same thing, right? And this is exactly what you wanted in the 6A final. Back and forth, close football game. A lot of talented guys out there getting after it. I love this weekend.
Yeah, this has been outstanding. I was asked earlier today, after the Wyomissing game, when's the last time there was a 7-0 final? There was one other, 1995, 6-0 in the single A, Southern Columbia. So that's not what we're going to see here tonight.
Nope. Explosive
offense. The lights around the park, there should be fireworks going off. Well, the fireworks are right here on the stadium. We saw Tezca, who's one of the deep guys, back. Now Mount Lebanon with 6:03 to go. Wind in their face in this quarter. Going to try to see if they can answer back. They have been impressive. Meanwhile, Jones on the ground so far, 11 carries for 31 yards in that rushing touchdown. Through the air, he has been good. 7 of 8 for 102 yards in that touchdown to Josiah Trotter. That came on their opening series. Trotter, 2 catches this year, 2 touchdowns for number 40, who's been very busy on the defensive side as well. Chada teeing it off. This one will go through the end zone easily. Look at the leg.
I like it. Strike that ball. Look at him, he's fired up out there too.
Yes.
There we go.
We talked to Tim Roken.
I like that kicker. I like that kicker.
Look at him. He could hit somebody.
He's excited.
He could hit somebody on special teams if necessary.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Kickers don't like
Tim Roken said that he's got a chance maybe to go to Penn State, maybe be a walk-on to kick there.
All right.
You know?
I like it. See what Joey Daniels brings to the table.
All right, Tezca in the backfield. They're going to go pistol set from the 20. 6:03, no time off the clock. They're going to empty it once again, put Daniels in the slot. Tezca, the lone back in the backfield. Heidenreich was there before. They run a little trap play. Look at him power forward for close to 8. He'll get 8 up to the 28-yard line.
Talk about a lot to prepare for. You're getting all sorts of different formations and different people in different positions with this Mount Lebanon offense. And Bob Palco was 100% right. There's a lot you've got to be ready for. And this is just quarterback run, so that there's definitely an extra gap in there, but they spread you out with the 3 receivers.
Pellegrino comes in motion. He'll line up in the backfield now as an H-back. They're going to go in that direction, running basically off tackle power. He'll move the chains. He'll get up to the 32-yard line.
Nice play. You're going to see number 11 right there. He actually does a great job and makes that play. He gets underneath that block and spills it out to the safety, who does a nice job. I think it was Shamir Johnson, comes up and makes the play.
Tezca lines up in the slot. They're going to go empty now, but they're going to put Daniels back in the game. Tezca has a touchdown reception today. Is this Heidenreich maybe on the keeper? Yes, it is. Heidenreich with a big touchdown run earlier in this contest. 13 yards to give them that 14-7 lead.
Really nice job right there, moving people.
How about Harvey playing both ways?
By that offensive line, absolutely.
Right?
Saw Harvey in there, 75.
Sideline warning, St. Joe's prep.
The refs don't like it when you get in their space. I'll tell you about it.
That's the only one they're going to get. They're going to try to keep. They need the get back coach to step up his game.
Yep.
Under center now. Pellegrino is the motion back coming to the near side. He sets up in the backfield. Tezca bounces to the outside, at least tries to. He's going to come up a little bit short, about a yard short. We need to get to the 42. He'll be at the 41-yard line. Big stop defensively once again. There's Trotter, number 40.
Yeah, really nice play by Trotter. You see him right there to your right. You see him, watch him. He fits this thing. He just kind of scrapes. That's just natural instinct right there. I love that. I mean, his old man, he could play some ball. He was downhill and knocking people backwards. I think I saw Jeremiah on the sideline down there.
Tim Rogan, that's going to be a penalty, a false start penalty on Mount Lebanon. But let's take a listen first.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 34. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Now, Jeremiah is down on the sideline, but he keeps his distance. He gets involved enough, but not too much. And Bob Palco frustrated. Now they've got to regroup because everything's going well, and now you change completely what you do on this. With a 3rd down and 6. They empty it. That's Tezka, only receiver now on the far side of the formation. Daniels, quick back, a little tunnel screen near side, and that's going to be good enough to move the chains and more. Up to midfield for Tezka, taken down by Nicole, number 11, but a big gainer.
Really nice little tunnel screen, a rocket screen where you're bringing your receiver in, you release all the offensive linemen up to block people. You see Trotter getting blocked right there. That's a really nice play call.
From midfield. Big conversion. Heidenreich is back there by himself. They've done this a few times tonight. Throwback. This could be a double pass. It is. They're trying to find a receiver downfield. They were looking for Beersdorf, but covered well and thrown toward the boundary, so it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, nice job on the back end. Little trick play here. I won't say trickeration again so I don't get in trouble. But that's a nice job. And he had a little pressure in his face, which is why he wasn't able to really kind of set his feet and throw the football. Really nice job by St. Joe's defense.
There's Daniels on the sideline once again. This is what this Blue Devils offense can give you. Multiple weapons. Very difficult to prepare for and defend against in a game. 2nd and 10, they'll reset Pellegrino. Heidenreich, left side, a little stutter step in the backfield. Maybe a couple.
Nice play. Anthony Sacker coming up from his safety spot. He's a freshman. He's a big kid. Yep, you see him from the left-hand side of your screen, just comes down. From his corner spot, he was kind of the edge of the defense right there. And as the ball carrier popped out, he comes down and makes a really nice play.
Daniels back in on a passing down. 3rd and 8. Heidenreich resets far side. Passing looking that way on a go route down the far sideline. This is going to be incomplete. They're looking for Heidenreich, who's been quiet in the passing game as a receiver, but has been very productive running the football so far with 23 yards.
Again, and they're thrown into the wind here. Really nice job there in coverage by Rocco Nickel.
Punting situation.
That wind's blowing right in his face right here. Those flags are whipping.
Beersdorf is in the punt. 2:24 to go. Blue Devils taking this one. This is one where you're kicking into that wind. You're punting into that wind so it can hang up there. It's Agard who's back there ready to receive it. This is where you've got to be careful, not only on a punt block potentially, but their ability with their playmakers to run this one back.
Yeah, get a short kick or something on those, or you try and drive the ball too hard and it gets down there too fast, which sounds crazy. But then your coverage team isn't down there and they're not able to kind of keep the ball carrier in the pin and hemmed up. And so, yeah, this is a tough spot. This is big. 2 minutes left. You don't want St. Joe's to score before halftime and tie this thing up. You want to go into the locker room if you're Mount Lebanon feeling good about yourself. You've handled kind of the punches and you go into halftime winning. You feel good. I'm expecting a little rugby kick. He'll probably run out here towards us.
Beersdorf was warming up with the wind at his back earlier today. Plus, they were working on that that because I know St. Joe's Prep has blocked a handful of punts this season. Looks like they've got the return set up. A-guard standing at his 10, toes at his 10. Here comes that rugby style. And it's straight up in the air. Everybody's got to get out of the way. This one, it'll take a Hawks bounce back to about the 32-yard line.
That thing went straight up in the air and then got pushed backwards. That with the little hang time, but no return. Right, so you don't get a return out there. It's not a great kick. It's not going to help your stats at all. Nope. But you've done a good job of not allowing the Hawks to have an explosive play on special teams.
16 yards on that punt. Now the offensive staff for the Hawks, who scored on their last possession, have the win in 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go. They've got a couple of timeouts.
And that's key. The timeouts are key because right now you can attack the middle of the field. You don't have to go out to the boundary. You can also still run the football.
Yeah, Phillips is in the backfield. Jones is the leading ball carrier with 31 yards. Phillips with a spin move. Boy, he's been tough to take down. Pellegrino finally catches up to him. A gain of close to 10. They'll give him 9 up to the 41. Second down and 1.
Hurry. Get on the line. That's a really nice man, Phillips. Boom. Oh, he bounces off the big fella in there. Harvey's not able to get him down. Really nice run there by Phillips.
Second down and 1. They'll run Jones away from the trips formation. He's going to lose a yard back to about the 40. It's going to bring a third down and a short 2, 1.5. They'll take a timeout.
They brought a little pressure there, a little run pressure, which I like. And man, bringing up a big third and 2 here, really. You know, this is an interesting spot right here. It's a long 1 yard right here, and it's really kind of looking a little bit more like 2 if it's where the sticks are. You know, this is definitely not where you want to be 2 down territory either. If you don't get this first down, you're punting. You're giving Mount Lebanon the ball back.
Third down and a long 1. Spotted on the left hash. They ran the last play into the boundary. Phillips is back there with Jones. Let's see what they decide to do. No receivers on the right side of the formation. They're going to pull her. Jones puts his head down and will move the chains forward. They'll stop the clock momentarily. They'll spot it just inside the 44.
Get the first, move the sticks. Jones is getting I feel like he's getting stronger and stronger with each run. You know, he's starting to move the pile. It's taking 2 or 3 guys to bring him down. You saw right there again, he ran into one of those big fellas in the middle, and actually ran through it. You know, didn't escape, but was able to get that first down on the long 3rd and 1.
I'm not sure what the holdup here is. I think St. Joe's wants to keep going fast here. Now they've got a timeout left. 1:27 to go in the second. They spotted at the 44. They had already moved the chains, so that wasn't it. Personnel stays the same, except trips now to the far side, to the offense's right, and Phillips shaded just behind the tackle and guard on the right side of Samaj Jones. They'll wind it. Jones a throw. Looking left, now right. An open receiver in Washington in the seam, down the hash marks, inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line.
That was a beautiful pass. A little bunch set out to the right of Jones. And so there was a miscommunication there. When you get that bunch set out there, the DBs have to know who they've got as the route sorts itself out, because when they're in that group, you see it right here at the bottom of the screen at the 20-yard line. Right, those 3 receivers tied up like that, you've got to kind of box that as DBs, and one guy's going to take the inside, somebody's going to take the outside.
Well, the play covered 41 yards, nearly a busted play, but they get some positive yards out of it down to the 11. Clock continuing to run, under a minute. They'll set it at the 11-yard line. They can get, the line to gain is the 5, as they got 4 yards on that play. Phillips back there once again. Motion back. Let's see if Jones looks that way. No, coming back near side on a screen underneath. Taken down inside the 5, but first and goal. This is again complete to Washington. Big tackle in the open field by Teska, but the Hawks are in business and they'll take a timeout. Yeah, really nice job again. This is a good job sitting in that little spot right there. You see Washington, you see Teska come flying down and take his legs out from under. Nice tackle. PIAA championship games are the exclusive property of the PIAA. Television coverage is licensed to PCN, whose exclusive rights are protected by federal copyright law. Any retransmission of any kind or other use of the television coverage of this game without the expressed written consent of the PIAA is prohibited by law. What a great game we have here. 21-14, 31 seconds to go second quarter, and the Hawks looking to potentially tie it with a touchdown and an extra point. And this offense, with the wind at their back, has been very productive. Big completion to Washington down there. How about Jones so far in this game passing the football? 9 of 10 for 152 yards in the first half. Washington, 5 catches for 119 yards in the first half. And oh, by the way, Jones has 38 yards on the ground. Now, what do you do here? So you've got no timeouts, right? You got a bunch of plays here, 31 seconds. Oh, yeah. Do you utilize the big side of the field with your quarterback? What do we see here? Yeah, well, I really think you're going to run the quarterback probably one time. You know, see where you are. You're going to have maybe 2 plays called in the huddle right here to get it out. So just in case you do decide to run, you can get right back on the line of scrimmage. You know, I don't know. Well, maybe with no receivers out there, it's kind of an unbalanced look down here to the bottom. Well, let's keep Trotter's in there. Here. Let's see what they do with Trotter. They're going to run that way. Number 40, block. Jones has it. Nowhere to go. They'll wind the clock. He stays in bound. They'll go fast. 22 seconds and counting. Same personnel package. Trotter now moves it. They put Jones under center. He'll spike the football. Really nice play by the Mount Lebanon defense right there. Somebody came up and took on that block. Right here, you're going to see it right there to the right. Right, 5 goes, good job, takes on that block right there. Allows the linebacker to come over the top and make the tackle. Nice job by D right there, number 20. Well, plenty of time for the Hawks. They don't need to rush around. The play clock is right at 24 seconds. So Phillips resets right. Jones to throw. Steps up. Pressure coming, unloads incomplete. Dangerous. Good decision to get that out of there, though. Yeah, good decision to get rid of it. You don't want to take a sack, but the other thing is you don't want to throw the interception. Yes. So now you got 4th down. I mean, that was really nice pressure right there by Mount Lebanon. Really cool little blitz. You're going to see it coming from the left there. See 17 get upfield. 34 Pellegrino comes in and makes a nice hit. That shows you how strong Jones is, though. He took that hit right there from Pellegrino and was still able to stand and get the ball out of his hand. So a 22-yard field goal attempt from Chada, who's got 7 so far this season. I'm sorry, make that a 20-yard attempt from the 10. No good. No good. Maybe too close. That's a tough angle. It is a tough angle, absolutely. You know, I mess around with kickers and special teams and stuff like that, but it is hard to kick that football. It really is, and get it to go where you want to go. So Chada's got to get himself, you know, kind of settled. Next time he gets the opportunity, make it, obviously. It's a tough, tight spot right there, but that's a great stop because of the pressure, because of them setting the edge there on the runs. Nice defense. 21-14. There's Bob Palco. How about that? He's got to be happy with the way his team played, and I think he let out a little. They dodged the bullet on that one. Not only did they keep him out of the end zone, but they kept him off the scoreboard of potentially tying this game or getting a little bit closer. They take a knee on the final play. What a great first half in the 6A championship. Again, St. Joe's Prep looking to make history 4th in a row. Let's see what they can do in the second half. Mike Zambelli, Jim Wells, have your halftime show. 21-14 Blue Devils after 2 quarters.
Because. 2 syllables, 7 letters, so much meaning. Because is an explanation, an answer to the question, why? It connects where we've been to where we're going. And at Highmark, the road ahead is altogether new. We are reinventing healthcare because it can be simpler, smoother, because it can do more. Get ready for healthcare that goes beyond care, because life. Highmark, Blue Shield.
Ever wonder what it's like to live in Crawford County, Pennsylvania? Join us in December to uncover every corner of a region rich with history, culture, nature, all waiting for you in Crawford County. Explore the Keystone State with PCN, one neighborhood at a time. Watch Pennsylvania's Neighborhood, Crawford County, December 13th through the 17th. Visit PCNTV.com for more. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
When you shop at Wise, you now get rewards points for almost everything you buy. From cranberry sauce to coconut, butter to brown sugar, and coffee to candy canes. And all those points add up to big savings on food, fuel, or even a holiday ham for Christmas. Saving money? That's smart. Earning points every time you shop? That's Wise.
Eat better, spend less, that's Wise.
Give the gift of PCN this holiday season with all your favorite shows wrapped up in one great package. A PCN Select subscription. Sports fan on your list? PCN has your ticket to 14 PIAA championship games, from basketball to football and everything in between. Know a proud Pennsylvanian? We have the most farm show coverage anywhere, plus program favorites like PA Books, PCN Tours, and the Gettysburg Battle Walks. Subscribe today at PCNTV.com.
Yeah, beautiful Hersheypark, the lights shining brightly, the battle of the big schools, the 6A championship game, and halftime from Hersheypark Stadium. What a football game. Mount Lebanon with a 7-point advantage over the 3-time defending champion Hawks. Welcome back to halftime. Mike Zambelli, Jim Wills. And yes, we are inside. Projected storm that was scheduled to move through the area forced us to hustle up here into the booth, Jim. But on the field, what a good football game, and kudos to both these programs. Well prepared, execution very good. Both teams taking some shots to the gut, but bouncing back and restoring order.
Yeah, St. Joe's jumping out real quick, taking that kickoff, going down and scoring, but then all of a sudden, you get a couple plays, bing, bang, boom, and they're down. And they came back, and they did a nice job there, but missed that field goal at the end of the half. So it's going to be a very, very good second half.
You and I were watching. They were down 14. You made the comment St. Joe's Prep is in trouble. It's important to remember, you talk about them being a 3-time defending champ, but in essence, they're a young football team. They didn't know they were going to get back here. These guys don't have experience here. The program has won 3 straight, but the players here, not so much.
No, that's a different story. You're right, Mike. The experience of being here last year, yes, it helps a little bit, but boy, when you're the responsible guy, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, it certainly is. Take a look at Mount Lebanon, and for Bob Palco, and we talked about them being the first time here, but Coach Palco gives them that experience, and boy, is this team prepared. And you talk about a guy, Joey Daniels, talk about this young quarterback. Not young, he's a senior. He's like having another coach on the field right now.
Yeah, he does a great job. Here you see him hitting Mike Beersdorf in that first touchdown play. Did a great job. He's really calm back there, and he does a great job of looking all over the field for his receivers. You're going to see he hits Jack Smith. That's another fine play on his part. He's 5 for 8 in his first half, 2 touchdowns, and then again he hits number 5 going into the end zone. That's Alex Texa, and he does a good job as well, the senior wide receiver. They have a very, very potent offense. Those receivers are unbelievable.
Yeah, and he is a defensive coordinator's nightmare. Like I say, he's like having a coach there, and it's not just the execution of the play. It's putting people in the right play to start with.
Well, and Mike, they're making people confused, especially St. Joe's. There's always somebody different, it seems, at quarterback. They're filtering in a couple different things, little wildcat look from a couple other guys. it's always tough.
Yeah, we talked about taking a shot to the stomach. They endured a 7-0 deficit, came back to score 21 answered at 1 point, led by 14. Turn our attention now to Tim Roken and St. Joe's Prep, and of course, Samaj Jones is the guy who makes them go. I mean, this is a 10th grader, folks, and showing all the poise in the world. Again, getting a nice play on the outside here, but a dual threat as well.
Yeah, 9 for 12 in that first half, and he hits David Washington. He does a nice job of getting Garwood on that one. The thing of it is he can do both things. He can hurt you on a lot of different areas. There he makes that nice pass to Trotter in the end zone for the touchdown. There you're going to see the running ability. Does a nice job of tucking that. Almost falls down, but gets his balance and gets right back into the end zone. He can hurt you in so many different ways. He had a very, very good first half, and they need him, Mike, to be that position.
Yeah, no question. And the defenses have had their moments as well, too. This game in the second half could very well come down to the team that's able to make the most stops.
It could be a defensive battle in the second half. You're right, Mike. And I think the other thing, and you brought that up when we were talking outside, it could come down to a field goal here. And that's where you see St. Joe's having a little bit of advantage.
Well, St. Joe's Prep missed that opportunity at a three-pointer. Antonio Chata, their record-setting field goal kicker, missing an opportunity there. So momentum-wise, going into that locker room, Mount Lebanon with that, and they're going to get the football first to start this third quarter.
That makes a big difference now with that offense coming out, and you got confidence coming out of the locker room, and then you come out with the football. That's a big, big test for St. Joe's.
Well,
in the
and
second
for
half.
St. Joe's, they'll have an option of if they want to win in the third quarter or the fourth quarter, which is blowing from right to left as you watch from home. We are going to step aside when Jim and I return. We'll take a look back at what happened here this afternoon. It was quite a bit different football game.
Alvernia University and Reading Collegetown, now offering 3 new engineering majors or enhanced business and communications programs, plus one of the largest athletic departments in Division III for both men's and women's sports. Learn more at alvernia.edu.
What makes a bank? Busy branches, hidden fees, these, and of course these. That's why PSECU is not like your typical bank. We're the member-owned digital alternative that puts people over profits, with over 450,000 savers and spenders. And while we don't do these, we will treat you to financial tips and tools. Because when you gain the confidence to achieve your goals, that's us achieving ours. PSECU. Members achieve more.
Brought to you by Penn State Health Sports Medicine, the official healthcare provider of Penn State Athletics. We help athletes of every level, from weekend warriors to pros, prevent injuries, recover faster, and get back in the game. Penn State Health Sports Medicine. Ready to sponsor the PIAA Championships? Get your business off the sidelines and into the game. Contact us at PCNTV.com or send us an email at sponsor@PCNTV.com. PCN is Pennsylvania Sports.
Watch PCN's coverage of Pennsylvania politics and policy, history and culture, sports, and more with the PCN app. Stream live events and video on demand in HD from your favorite device. Go to PCNTV.com to start streaming today.
Over 150 years ago, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania became the turning point of the Civil War. PCN has commemorated the 3-day battle for over 2 decades. Take a tour of our extensive library with a subscription to the Gettysburg Collection. You'll get to come along on walking tours of the battlefield with PCN Battle Walks. Listen to the experts of the Civil War Institute with Battle Talks. Or watch key figures come alive with the living historical portrayers from the Confederation of Union Generals, and much more. Get your subscription to the Gettysburg Collection today. Go to gettysburgcollection.com.
Yeah, wind picking up, but the temperature very comfortable here tonight. It's a great night to play a 6A championship game, and the Blue Devils and the Hawks doing battle with Mount Lebanon with a 7-point advantage. This is the 6A championship game. Well, earlier this afternoon, Jim, you and I had the opportunity to call the AAA championship game. It was a rematch of last year's final, which was won by Central Valley. And these two teams all year long have been dynamic defensively. I don't know if either one of them were any better than they were here this afternoon. Coming in with a combined 29-0 record. Both teams undefeated. Both teams giving up a little over 8 points per game defensively, and picking up yards was awful tough to do in this football game.
There you see Landon Alexander, who ended up the ball game, 35 carries for 238 yards. Did a great job getting one touchdown as well. But you're right, Mike, some of the defensive plays here were tremendous in this ball game.
J.J. Jackson with the block of a potential field goal that could have got them out to the early lead. And then the defenses just totally took over in this football game. Amori Thompson with pressure on the quarterback.
And then you're going to see number 11 coming in, Matt Garavac coming in, and they did a great job of sealing off that running game. Yeah, Alexander once again, Mike, and you see number 7 pulling on him. That's Jemai Jackson, and he did a nice job as well for Wyomissing.
Then a jump pass. I mean, we saw 3 of them. This one, not so good, as number 22 coming in there to one-hand it. That was Tom Grabowski with the takeaway to deny Central Valley, excuse me. We remained in a scoreless tie until that 32-yard scamper.
Yeah, the thing of it is, Alexander finally got in there, did a nice job of picking his way inside. The possibility of Fitzsimmons getting inside so many times this afternoon. Again, you saw him get a hold of the quarterback, grab on. That's the big key right there, but he still gets the ball off, and that was a nice job. But this is the last play of the game, and they're going into a lateral drill, and what happens is it gets put on the ground, ball game over, championship for Central Valley.
Wyomissing loses for the first time, falls to 15-1. Central Valley 15-0. They have now won 27 consecutive games. They were an undefeated champion a year ago. Here is a quick recap of what we have seen here over the last 3 days. Jim, we came on the air on Thursday afternoon, said we had something special, and I think it's lived up to it. Bishop Guilfoyle with a win over Red Bank Valley. Then in the 4A final, Bishop McDevitt Aliquippa getting the best of Bishop McDevitt. Friday morning, Southern Columbia, championship number 12. Then on Friday night, Penn Trafford. What a way to go there with them winning the championship in their first appearance here, 17-14. And then we showed you what happened here this afternoon, and with Central Valley winning just by 7-0, and Mount Lebanon now with a chance coming out of District 7. We've talked that on 5 different occasions. District 7 has won 3 total championships. If Mount Lebanon hangs on here, they're going to get their 4th of this 2021 championship week.
And that means a lot for the WPIAL. They take a look at that a lot at a time, and that means a lot to their programs all through the WPIAL.
Last year we weren't able to make it down here, Jim. It was great to be back here in Hershey. I know you feel the same way. Great job, partner. We'll look forward to 2022.
Absolutely. It was a great experience being back again.
In the meantime, we've got a half of football to go. The 6A championship will be determined over the next 24 minutes. Doug Heater, Brandon Noble will take us home. Enjoy our second half.
The 2021 PIAA Football Championships on PCN are brought to you in part by Alvernia University, American Dairy Association Northeast, and by Wise Markets.
When you need care, you need it fast, but you need it done with a gentle hand. We make caring an active choice, so you feel it the moment you walk in the door or when you log in. Urgent caring means we always listen to your needs and put you at ease. No matter what you walk in for, we'll make getting better feel better. It's what we do, because every chance we get is a chance to show we care. MedExpress. Urgent caring.
A lot has changed since 1932.
But one thing that hasn't is Faulkner's commitment to Central PA.
Our organization is built on values like honesty, integrity, and trust.
Our prices are low and transparent.
Our buying experience is fast and easy.
And we're active in the community, supporting our friends and neighbors at charitable events, local games, and fundraisers. We remain committed to you and our community, to be sure.
Enjoying our programming? Please consider a tax-deductible donation to support our mission today. PCN is a 501c3 nonprofit television network dedicated to bringing Pennsylvania to you. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to a windy Hersheypark Stadium. There's your score. Mount Lebanon looking to win the school's first ever state championship. They're up 21-14. A great explosive opening half of football. Welcome back to the booth. Doug Heater along with Brandon Noble. And things are really interesting. It'll be fun to see what kind of adjustments both of these teams made. Wind has been a factor for both of these squads so far, at least for St. Joe's. They've worked well with the wind at their back.
Yeah, and the wind's actually shifting right now. Watching the flags out in front of the booth, and it's going all over the place. It's actually going from left to right now, so it's going to change things. Adjustments in a game like this are huge. You come out of halftime. This is where the coaching staff really makes their money. And how do you change them? How do you attack them? And it was a good first half. That was exactly what we thought it would be.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. And boy, if you look at this and would know the score, it is about dead even. Both teams a little bit more productive for St. Joe's. Through the air, 9 of 12, but passing yards very close. Rushing yards, shockingly, I think that both of these teams are throwing the football better, but total yards very close. Both teams have been very good on third down. First downs are the big number. I think the difference here, too, I don't think anybody's going to change anything, but there hasn't been a turnover that's hurt either one of these teams yet.
No, they are relatively balanced. You know, I think that St. Joe's defense is doing a really nice job against Mount Lebanon's running game right now. And Mount Lebanon is doing a good job throwing the football, which is a little bit surprising considering the conditions tonight and knowing that, you know, you've got that really good St. Joe's defensive backfield back there. So they've gone after him. Both teams have been really, really aggressive on both sides of the ball. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, a couple of guys that have really, well, you say, take a look at Kashim Phillips. He has been very productive so far in this opening half, leading this team, or second in team, with 32 yards rushing, 5 carries, 32 yards, but averaging 6.4 per clip. Expect to see him be a little bit more productive, I imagine, or maybe utilize him a little bit more in the second half. And we take a look at David Washington. How about the numbers? He's got 5 catches for 119 yards, explosive plays. 2 guys to be a major factor in the second half.
Yeah, those two have been a big part of St. Joe's success. No doubt about that. I really like the way Phillips is blocked, actually, to be completely honest with you.
Well, defensively, it's been a big deal for this Mount Lebanon team. Alex Tezka, who has been all over the place. I mean, he's caught a touchdown pass today. He's played well defensively. 8 carries for 19 yards. He has been huge. And also, when you look at what this team has done defensively, they've had a nice balance with Charlie Pellegrino, who's been all over the place on the field today.
Yeah, their defense has been really active. And number 5 right there, he's been there too. You know, that's one of the great things about high school football. Like, these guys do everything. You know, they really, really do. And so defensively, they've got to continue to be active, got more than one guy to the ball. Teska's been a big part of it. And the whole group, I mean, they're tackling so well. They're running to the football.
And Heidenreich has been all over. I mean, Heidenreich's been doing everything. 23 yards on the ground. He's got 5.5 tackles. You see what he's got, 3 for 23. He's got a touchdown touchdown run today. And again, he hasn't been explosive in the area that we thought that would be, and that's catching the football.
Yeah, and they put him in the backfield at the quarterback position and just snapped him the ball and let him run in that regard. Been really active again defensively. You know, this team is built, you know, with the weapons that have some speed. They're tough. They're not afraid of contact. This Mount Lebanon team's fun to watch.
And there's Pellegrino, who's been all over the place too. 3 solo tackles. He's been the H-back here today. 7 total tackles for Pellegrino. These are all guys that we expect to have a huge, impactful second half.
Yeah, standing over there by William Harvey, a guy that I obviously have enjoyed watching. Been really, really busy from his nose tackle spot. Split a couple double teams, had a little bit of pressure early.
Well, St. Joe's took the opening kickoff. Now they will have the wind at their back. So while Mount Lebanon will have the ball in the third, St. Joe's will have the wind at their back in this quarter. Heidenreich is going to let this one go. Now the wind, am I right? Yeah, it changed. It was going the other way
100%.
toward the stage. Now it's going in the other direction, and it's as violent heading that way toward the old arena than it was earlier. There it is. I mean, that's legit down there. That is really tough. So Mount Lebanon will be going into the teeth, but the good news is if it doesn't change again, they'll have it at their back in the fourth quarter.
I think the teams have done a great job handling that tonight. The kicking game has been solid. You know, we did have the one field goal missed at the end of the half, but beyond that, like they've done a good job dealing with the elements.
First and 10 pistol set again. Here's a handoff to Tezco. We talked about his numbers in this opening half. Both of these teams now, does Mount Lebanon? One of the questions I had for Bob Palko today was, do you shorten the game? Hey, he said it depends on what's going on. With a lead, do you try to, with the wind in your face, do you try to chunk it down the field and take some time off the clock?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you try and run the football, establish the run maybe a little bit more, because they do like to run, and they've got a lot of weapons that can do it. Again, you know, it's really just about what's the defense giving you, and I think they did a good job in the first half of taking advantage of some things.
Well, they're a gain of 3 for Tezco. First down, 2nd and 7. The throw is Daniels out in the flat. This will be in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Tommy. This is going to be not Boehner, but this is actually Beersdorf that has a big catch today. He had an 86-yard touchdown reception early in the game.
Yeah, that one's one that Beersdorf probably should have held on to. And again, now you're ended up in a 3rd and 7 situation with the wind at your face.
And Brendan Anderson, that's number 12. He's lined up all the way at the bottom of the field. Doesn't have a catch so far today. Big 3rd down for both sides. 3rd down and 7. They need to get to the 30-yard line. Back to 3rd. Here comes a pressure. Gets it away. This one complete to Tezco. Breaks a couple of tackles, and he'll get plenty for the first down and more, up over the 34 to the 36-yard line. Big completion of 16 or close to 16 yards.
I wasn't sure he was going to be able to complete that. From the angle up here, it looked like it was covered. Really nice job walking that tightrope right there and getting down the field. That was a big play.
First and 10 from the 36. Big conversion for this Blue Devils offense. This is a team that's scored 40 points in their last 3 games. They're sitting at 21. Empty set once again in the backfield. They've used this a few times in a timeout for the Blue Devils. They didn't want to take that with Heidenreich as the lone back in the backfield once again.
They had some substitution issues there. Somebody walked off the sideline late. And I think Coach Palko just wanted to kind of reset things there. Obviously, you're right. You don't want to burn your timeout this early in the half, especially considering the way the game has been going. But somebody definitely ran off the sideline there. Really, really late substitution, and that's a smart move. Just call the timeout. Be safe.
So was it Munoz?
It was Munoz, yep.
For the Blue Devils. Well, I'll tell you, one of the concerns that Bob Palko said about Samaj Jones is that we can't simulate what he's done this year. I mean, they got to be happy, right? 38 yards rushing, no big explosive plays.
Yeah, no, they've done a great job, and not to jinx the defense for Mount Lebanon, right? But they have done a really nice job. I do think towards the end of the half there, you saw Jones get going a little bit, but the Mount Lebanon defense rallied and kept him out of the end zone there.
Empty again for Heidenreich on first down. A little delay, a little counter action coming. He slips on the turf. Ball is out and recovered by St. Joe's. Recovered by the Hawks in great field position. The recovery made by Anthony Saka. Wow. Knocked away by Nelson. Both guys we talked about before made the play.
Safety. That's a nice job. A little delay. You see Ford get in there. Just the left hand knocks the ball out. And it bounces right into Saka's arms. That is such a big play right there. And, you know, Coach Palko talked a little bit about getting a couple turnovers, and you don't want to give the turnover up either, because now you give, you know, a Hawks offense that can be very explosive, a very short field.
They'll reset this team offensively starting from the 37. They empty the backfield. Here comes the pressure. Jones spins away from one and another. Here's where he can be so dangerous, but nowhere to go as he's taken down for a big loss, big sack from Owen Halter that time defensively.
Great effort there by Halter. Man, they brought a lot of pressure. I like it. You got some pressure coming off the edge. I think that was Boehner that missed him. And really, really nice hustle right there. The big tackle. Owen Halter, nice sack.
Blaine Bunch is in the backfield. Loss of 8, 2nd and 18. Checking to the sideline. All 3 receivers on the near side for Jones. Bunch, they'll go a little inside read option. Powers forward, knocks the umpire over. But he'll get it inside the 40-yard line down, just inside the 36.
Really nice run. Watch how Jones rides that thing. Right? He stays with Bunch all the way into the A-gap almost. And what that does is it holds the linebackers. It holds the outside guy so he can't collapse down. And it allows Bunch to get a couple extra yards.
Manageable 3rd down now. 3rd and 8 from the 35. I'll say the 36. This is just outside the 35-yard line. They have Bunch again in the backfield. We'll roll Jones looking right, and it's intercepted. Tipped and intercepted by Mount Lebanon. This one picked off by Matt Wirtz. That's his 4th interception. Team leading now, tied 4th interception this season.
We talked about Wirtz a lot in the first half. He made a couple really nice tackles, missed a tackle. Get Jones out on the edge. I like the call. Max protect. You're getting pressure, but that ball sails on him. Again, he's throwing with the wind at his back. That actually goes off a helmet of Washington. Washington didn't see the ball. It went off of, you get the tip, then it bounces off the helmet, and Wirtz is right there to make the catch. Garwood was the intended receiver. The ball was thrown behind him.
Matt Levo.
So both sidelines have been worn. That one, I'm assuming, is for the celebration over there.
Started to rain, too.
Yep. Sold on the windows up here. Wind, of course, continues to pick up, and it's somewhat consistent. It's heading out to what would be the 2nd turn of a racetrack if we were sitting on the front stretch. Now, still in the face. Counter, Teza coming off the edge on an end around. Tezca, and you can see the wind blowing across the field. This is going to be a battle now of the elements for this Mount Lebanon offense with that wind in their face. They lose 1.
This is where it's really important to not get behind or get off schedule, and they are right now. It's 2nd and 11. That Tezca, he bounced that thing outside and went down, took a loss trying to make a play, but at the end of the day, you've got to get into that. You don't want to have to throw the football right now if you can help it.
Tezca's in the backfield all by himself. Delay, waits for the block to come in front. Gain of a couple, up to the 34.5. He waited for his big man, number 50. That's the center, James Klein, pulling out.
I love it, pulling the center. That is not an easy thing to do right there. Klein does a good job getting outside there, but you see Nelson sit right there, the safety, down in the box. Does a good job boxing that thing and allowing Trotter to scrape over from his linebacker position and make a tackle.
Tezca now 23 yards on the ground. They bring Joey Daniels back in. He made a big completion earlier on this drive to convert. They reposition Tezca. 3rd down. Rolling. Right is Daniels. Going to throw it. Down the field. Looking for Heidenreich. This one's incomplete. A little bit too far out of his hands.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to throw the football right now. The rain picked up a little bit, and that wind is in their face after it flipped. And you see him. You get Daniels out on the edge. It's a nice block out there. You see that ball kind of. That was catchable. I mean, it definitely was. Heidenreich does a good job. Again, his hands were kind of underneath. You tell receivers to kind of open your hands up, and you want your right hand on top there, left hand underneath.
Well, Agard, who's back to receive this punt from Beiersdorf, is standing with his heels just above the 35-yard line. He'll be punting this one into the wind. Oh, that's nearly blocked. Agard takes it on a hop. He put his knee down, so they'll spot this one at the 36-yard line.
That was almost blocked. That would have been disastrous for Mount Lebanon after getting the stop. The interception after you give the ball up. That would have been hard.
Let's take a look at the pressure.
Yeah, and when you're doing the rugby kick, that guy's got to keep going outside. There was a little miscommunication there between him and his wall, it looked like.
Well, let's see what the Hawks can do now offensively from the pistol. Phillips is back there. Oh, look at this hole up the middle. Over midfield. Look at him continue to go. Tezka makes the tackle deep in the territory of Mount Lebanon, inside the 40-yard line down to the 37. Big run.
Man.
Biggest run of the game for Phillips.
Yep, does a nice job finding that crease right there. They pull the guard, wrap him around a little bit. He gets a nice block on Pellegrino, and then Phillips does the rest.
They're going to go fast. Phillips again. They'll feed 26. Makes a cut inside the 35 down to the 34-yard line. Pellegrino's down there once again. One of the guys getting up at the bottom of the pile. Wirtz, who had the INT, is down there.
Phillips looks like he's limping a little bit. After that long run, he got up and he had a little, his gait changed.
He comes out of the game. They bring Bunch in there. He'll get it. Off tackle right, stiff arm. He'll get knocked out of bounds inside the 25, down to the 23.
Footing's getting a little, you see Wirtz, you're going to see him down here bottom left of the screen as he comes up to make the tackle. He had fallen, and as he was pedaling out, he tried to plant and come up and make the play, and he fell, which allowed Bunch to probably get 4 or 5 more yards.
Phillips leaves the game with 67 yards on the ground. Bunch deep pistol set on that counter play. They'll run straight dive now. Gain of a couple. Down to the 20.
Pellegrino in there again. 34. He's around the ball a lot. But I like this drive, right? They're running the football right now. They're absolutely pounding the rock. And then they're running over there to that right-hand side behind Treadway and Steele.
See the wind on the field. It continues to be at the back of St. Joe's. Bunch resets. Jones, the throw over the middle. It's intercepted. It's Wirtz again. He picks it off as they step in front of the intended receiver, which was Elijah Jones. 2 interceptions in the quarter for number 4.
What awareness.
Yeah.
Oh, they had him. That play action. You see the safeties bite up there. Heidenreich steps up and bites up on the play action fake, which is what all that run-in does for you. And Wirtz does a great job getting his eyes on Jones, seeing the route going across and breaking on the ball and taking it away. That is a really smart football play right there by Wirtz.
Well, Joey Daniels comes back in at quarterback. They're going to go traditional, so to speak, with a pistol set. 1st and 10, 6:32 to go from the 25. They're fighting the elements, wind in their face. They'll hand off to Tezka. Well, he loses one, back to the 24.
There's Trotter again, getting downhill. There's one back, one gap, right? So when you see this happening and you got one gap, right, shoot your gun. Trotter does a good job. He gets up past the offensive lineman and into the backfield. Tackle for loss. Get behind the sticks. Don't want to do that right now.
And that's the 6th tackle of the game for Trotter. Ties for a team high. They reset, 2nd down and 11. It's Beersdorf repositioning, bottom of your screen, number 13. Play action to roll, a little waggle action here from Daniels. Throws back, tough throw and dangerous throw, but complete to Grayson D, the tight end. Is that incomplete? Did he catch it? No.
This is a scary one right here. A little boot, little waggle, get out, and he's got the pressure coming, and you can tell he feels it. But again, trying to do too much right now, pressing a little bit. Be smart. Take what the defense gives you. Put it down, run, maybe get a couple yards, but do not do that. And here comes some heat. You see those?
Yeah.
We got Trotter coming, Nichols showing. Let's see if they check out of it. Looks like they checked out of it.
Well, Trotter also was on the pass coverage. They'll get it just in time. Back to throw. Oh, here comes the pressure up the middle for a big sack. Big play defensively by Niles.
That's a great job by Niles, but you know they checked out of the blitz, right? The first blitz they showed was coming from the 3-receiver side with Nichols and Trotter coming from what would have been Daniels' right? You see him, and then they switch it, and they bring it from the other side. They bring it from his left, and you see Nichols run right, or Niles run right through the B gap there, and Daniels never sees him coming.
So Beersdorf now inside is 1. kicking into the wind. Our referee's hat blew off his head.
And is gone.
So they'll roll this one just to the St. Joe's side of the 50. Great game, 21-14 Mountain Lebanon. We'll be back after this.
When you shop at Wise, you now get rewards points for almost everything you buy. From cranberry sauce to coconut, butter to brown sugar, and coffee to candy canes. And all those points add up to big savings on food, fuel, or even a holiday ham for Christmas. Saving money? That's smart. Earning points every time you shop? That's Wise.
Eat better, spend less, that's Wise.
I'm Dave Williams, your host here in Pennsylvania Country Roads. Come join me as we travel throughout the countryside of Pennsylvania, places that you love to see, the people you love to meet, and of course, the many wonderful things that go on in our state. All this and much more every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on PCN TV.
Mountain Lebanon leads with 5 minutes to go. Third quarter in the 6A championship. The Ferris wheel in the background here at Hersheypark. Refuel with chocolate milk this Christmas season. The American Dairy Association Northeast is proud to sponsor the 2021 PIAA Football Championships score bar, which we know is not going to stay 21-14. Right now, the Hawks, with the wind at their back, haven't scored in this third quarter, but have been very impressive with a big stop. Here's Jones on the draw, and he'll get positive yards, close to 20 yards. How about 18 on the carry? Close to 18 inside the 35 down to about the 32-yard line. Another big run for the quarterback.
Yeah, and stick with it. You know, this is a nice little draw. You get a lead block up there. Just vertical. Somebody got knocked down. That was a really nice block right there. Brad Harris back in the game after putting his hand back together.
Pistol set. Phillips is back in. Phillips on the carry. Nowhere to go. Ooh. Here's Halter again on the stop. Oh, sorry, that's Cooper Austin.
Cooper Austin with a really nice play. Those guys are like cookie cutters. They all look, I mean, they're giant people. They all got number 70 on. And they're really active. I mean, when they make contact with those backs, man, those backs go backwards.
Phillips 63 yards on the ground. Second down, he lost one. Play action, little run pass option. Oh, nearly picked off again. That would have been Wirtz's third, and boy, did he have a lot.
That was a touchdown. And he knows it was a touchdown, and that's why he was thinking about the touchdown. What a break on the ball. That is a hard throw on a night like this. Oh, man. He knows it. He knows it. That was a touchdown.
I think Elijah Jones thought he caught it, 84, and was reacting. Boy, did they get a break on that one. You're right. That's with the wind behind you. That ball fluttering now. Third down and 11. Big spot for both teams. And are we in 4-down territory if you're St. Joe's at this point of the game on the field with the wind at their back? They missed a field goal already. Draw again, Jones. He says, don't worry about that decision. I'm going to get the yardage needed. Spins. Look at this guy go inside the 15-yard line, at the 15, just inside, maybe down to the 14. Big run by Jones, who's starting to really dominate on the ground.
Yeah, that's a nice play call right there. That's a designed QB draw. You go empty, right? You spread everything out, so you lose all those defensive backs and those safeties from the box. And you run a little QB draw, really nice. I think Pellegrino left the game there.
Injured player, he came off the field, but we'll keep an eye on 34 to see if he's able to return. He takes a seat on the turf on the far sideline. Might be a cramp that he's dealing with right there. So 1st and 10 from the 15. The Hawks down 7, under 4 minutes to go in the third. Bunch, inside handoff on the read option to the 10, close to the 10, gain of 4.
You see that they're using that wide bunch again down to the bottom. And what it does is it brings guys out of the box. It's a really nice job right there, making that there was a good block there. I don't know who it was who came around. It might have been Reinhard pulling from his left guard spot. Nice block, kick the D end out.
Yeah, it was Reinhardt making the play here. Second down, they fake the toss sweep. And Daniels is one of the guys over there. I think he's in there defensively. I'm sorry, that's Smith, 7.
Cooper again.
Yep.
Cooper Austin does a good job from that 4 technique spot that he plays inside the eye of the tackle.
All right, big spot here, 3rd and 5. Remember the defense from Mount Lebanon was able to get a big stop before the half. Jones, draw again. Nowhere to go. Look at the penetration by that defense, you name it. Well, Austin's in there, Harvey's in there. So now here we go, we're gonna bring the kicker back in. And Chada, he missed one earlier. That was from 20 yards.
It's a really nice job, man. They're fitting their gaps. Cooper Austin in there. William Harvey, really nice job by Jack Smith getting underneath and spilling that thing.
So this one's from 26. Looking for his 8th of the season and to make it 21-17. This one's right through the middle.
It's a nice drive.
Yep.
Really nice drive. They ran the ball really well, you know, between Jones and Bunch and Phillips. And they got lucky. Look, Wirtz missed one there. They absolutely missed one. And that was 6 points. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, they're patting him on the head there. He knows it.
Yep.
Well, he's only got 2 so far.
Right.
So.
And you love the aggressiveness. I mean, you really do. That's what you want to see, especially in a game like this, right? Take your shots. I mean, there's no more football to be played after this. So you might as well, you know, let all your bullets out. But nice stop there, too, also by Mount Lebanon, kind of getting things under control, slowing things down. Again, you missed the opportunity for the pick 6, but you hold them to 3 when they've driven down into the red zone.
Let's see what the Blue Devils are going to be able to do here. Heidenreich hasn't had the opportunity to return many kicks with the wind at their back. The wind continues to, it's getting a little bit better here. Chada, who's going to try to put this in the end zone for a touchback. Both deep guys for Mount Lebanon at the 5-yard line. Oh, the wind beginning to pick up again. And he's got 2 already. He does 48. And he was emotional on one earlier.
Yeah, he's kicking this as hard as he possibly can, sending it between the uprights. Hung on him.
This one goes over the head of Tezka. So he's got 3 touchbacks. He'll take it. And he's still disappointed. A little disappointed on that one there. I tell you what, though, I mean, he's got the strong enough leg. Now, they're going to be facing the wind if that's a factor, and that are down 4. I mean, they'd have to kick a couple here to get him, to make him come in for the game winner. But he's got the strength, if necessary, to kick into the teeth of this.
Yeah, he does. And they want to score a touchdown here, obviously. You know what I mean? Like St. Joe's, they don't want to make it come down to a kicker on a night like this. But at the end of the day, you've got a guy that can actually absolutely strike the football.
We're going to go with Daniels as Pellegrino. You see he's back in the game after leaving with cramps. Heavy set with 2 wings pushing the pile forward. I think if you're Bob Palco here, you hope you can chunk out a first down and then take that wind at your back in the 4th. A gain of a couple.
And I think that's maybe the best first down play they've had this half right now. They got 3 yards. They're not 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12. And that's key. Like they've got to get something going here offensively. The St. John's defense has come out in the second half and is absolutely stonewalling.
2nd down and 7, a gain of 3 for Tezka on that inside handoff. 24 yards on the ground for number 5. Daniels at quarterback. Got a couple of touchdown passes tonight. He's 6 of 12. Handoff again. They run outside tackle on the right. Manageable 3rd down coming up as he gets up over the 25, about the 27-yard line. Maybe a 3rd down and 3.
Nice run by Texas here. Getting just a little outside zone. Get some nice blocks out in front of him there. So Joey Peters, 55, the right tackle. Kind of run that defensive end out.
3rd and 3. Defense repositions. Saka is the lone safety over the top. Potentially a running down here. Tight coverage, top of your screen. Looks like they're going to run option. They will. They'll pitch it to Teska. Breaks a tackle. Look at this. Tiptoeing down the near sideline. What a great run as he spotted up over the 40 at the 44. Gain is 17.
A little speed option.
How about it?
I like it. You don't. It's a gutsy move on a night like this. Daniels does a great job going flat down the line, wait until he has to, and then he pitches it out there. Texas does the rest, though, tiptoeing down the sideline, getting that big first down. Big chunk play right there for the Mount Lebanon offense.
Well, his longest run from scrimmage, there's the indicator from Joey Daniels. 4 fingers being held up on both sidelines, and we have a great finish. 21-17. Don't go anywhere. 6A champion will be crowned in 12 minutes from Hersheypark right after this.
What makes a bank? Busy branches, hidden fees, these, and of course these. That's why PSECU is not like your typical bank. We're the member-owned digital alternative that puts people over profits, with over 450,000 savers and spenders. And while we don't do these, we will treat you to financial tips and tools. Because when you gain the confidence to achieve your goals, that's us achieving ours. PSECU. Members achieve more.
Final 12 minutes of regulation, 21-17. Test your trivia knowledge as PCN travels to Crawford County this December. Here is your chance to win an exclusive PCN prize box. Learn more, of course, at PCNTV.com. 21-17 is your score between Mount Lebanon, who's undefeated. They are 2-1 all time in the PIAA tournament. This is the school's first ever state championship game. Meanwhile, the Hawks looking to do what's never been done at the highest level, win 4 straight state titles. They'll throw it this time. Teska complete from Daniels on first down. Now, here is the Blue Devils with the opportunity with the wind at their back.
Nice rollout here. Get positive yards on first down. We saw how that worked out last time, right? You get the next first down. It's the same thing. Now you're in 2nd and 6. You can run the ball here. You can maybe, again, maybe sprint them out and throw the same thing. Take the shot.
Daniels 7 of 13 through the air, 176 yards to throw again. A little tunnel screen coming. Heidenreich. Oh, here we go. He's in space. There's number 8 breaking tackles. Look at him go inside the 30 down to the 24, 23-yard line. Big completion for number 8 from Joey Daniels. He's been explosive this year running the football, and that's a big first pass reception we've seen.
That's a great call right there. That little tunnel screen right behind the blitz. For the Hawks defense, it's the worst call you could possibly get. You saw the blitz coming, you saw Trotter coming, and nickel coming, and they actually run that little tunnel right behind it.
Boy, what's going through Palco's mind right now? Their veteran head coach won a state title at West Allegheny in 2003. They reposition Brendan Anderson, number 12, to the left side. Here we go. Daniels the throw. Pressure coming backside, looking for that deep corner fade for Heidenreich. It's incomplete. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
That was well covered by Saka back there. They had Heidenreich bracketed. The ball, again, the wind is kind of shifting again, but there was definitely behind Daniels right there, and it got away from him a little bit.
You're right. It looks like right now it's in the face once again of Mount Lebanon. Empty set. They've run this a handful of times. Heidenreich is the lone back. This is Teska this time, though. A little counter step move. He'll gain a couple inside the 25, down to the 23, maybe the 24. He'll bring up a 3rd down.
Cole Niles with a nice play. You see Anthony Sacca right there. His dad, Tony Sacca, played at quarterback at Penn State. Kid's a true freshman. He's a freshman in high school.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, they have that now. There's some gray shirts somewhere.
In high school, absolutely,
I'm
probably.
talking about wrestlers too, but yeah. Hey, how about this? Third down. Do they go for it on fourth? If they don't get it, they'll run speed option again. This time, Daniels keeps it. Look at that open field tackle by Trotter.
Great tackle by Trotter right there. Watch that little speed option right here, running right down. He had a pitch in front of him too. That's a tough one. Trotter makes a great play right there on Daniels.
And defensively, let's give credit to Dumont, 35, who had the pitch this time. There's Trotter. We've talked about him, son of Jeremiah Trotter, just a junior. Had a lot of options to go the next level, but he wants to win a state championship here.
Going for it.
Here we go. Well, they might have to take a timeout here. The play clock is under 5, and they're going to have to do that. Yeah, the wind continues. They're going to wrap that flag around the flagpole because it's changing. But when they were lined up, it was going in with them. Now it's in their face. Look at it. It was wrapped all around there. Either that or it's unwrapping from earlier today. Wow.
Well, that's a tough spot right there to actually have to. Again, they're down to 1 timeout with 9 minutes left in a very, very tight ball game. But in that situation, you've got a 4th and 7, a huge, crucial play right now in the game. You want to make sure everybody's lined up right, everybody's on the same page, and they know exactly what they're doing.
Well, Buddha, 7 of 10 this season in the field goal department, 67 of 73 in extra points. And you can't punt here, so I'm not surprised they're going to do this. And obviously, they know they can put this team in a bad spot if they're able to get a touchdown. But a big, big opportunity here for this defense and Tim Roken's squad.
That was a really, I mean, that play by Trotter to tackle Daniels was huge.
All right, here we go. Daniels back out at QB. 9:26 to go. 4th down they need to get to right around the 15-yard line. Almost right at it. Teska in motion. Now all by himself to the right. Empty set. Looking that way. Going to deep pass. And this is going to be picked off. Intercepted by Agard. They were looking for 32. That's Grayson D. He was the tight end, leaked out. And Trotter a little nicked up here as he injured his hand.
Really, really nice series by the Hawks defense. But this was, they tried a little bit. You know, they had success early in the game. They hit that little fake screen, and that's what they tried to run again there. A little where you send number 2 out, which is your tight end right there, D, make it look like he's going to block and then have him run.
Yeah, with Teska moving over, they were hoping they'd bite on that.
You want to get the safety of the corner.
Well, Agard did a great job defensively. Wind is almost stopped now. That's something to deal with here, at least in that end zone. All right, here's the Hawks. Field goal in their last possession. Phillips is in. They fake it. Jones right up the middle. Now bouncing near side and tripped up at the 20-yard line. There's Heidenreich again. The big player is going to make big plays.
I like it. They rolled him down into the box. He's going to come down to your left here, playing safety. They clog everything up in the middle. That's a really, really nice tackle by Heidenreich, getting him down, because if not, Jones is out the door.
Tackle number 9 in this game for number 8. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Jones on the ground. They've kept him bottled in, however, 60 yards on 21 carries. Here's Phillips, and again stood up. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage of the 21.
I think William Harvey showed up. Big 7'5", big 7'8", Cooper Austin. Those guys have done a great job, and I really enjoy watching this D-line play.
All right, 3rd and 9. They empty it out. Jones is the only guy back there. Do they run draw with him on 3rd down, or do they throw the ball? Now they move Phillips back into the backfield. He was lined up as a slot receiver near side. Reposition him to the right. The throw is Jones. Looking over the middle now to the right. The intended receiver was Washington. This one low and incomplete, and the Blue Devils defense did the job.
He had Washington on the dig there. You know, Wirtz was sitting over the top of it. Plenty of time, 3-man rush. Just a little bit low right there, but he was open. That was available.
They're going to reposition Heidenreich, the deep guy, on punt return here. They're going to move him a little bit closer. Pretty good punt into the wind. Heidenreich takes it, backpedals across midfield. Look at this return down the near sideline. Great move. Oh, what a great return by number 8 to set his team up inside the 30-yard line down to the 25.
Great return. Heidenreich finally gets the ball in his hands on a kick return. Makes a bunch of people miss. Here comes the punter. That's my guy. My favorite kicker in America right there.
I told you he could tackle somebody.
This has been a life-changing event for me.
Oh, he's hurt now.
No.
Oh, no, you got to take it, right? Right, Brandon?
Yeah,
you got to take it. No, don't show him. Don't show the girls that, man. You got a date tonight if you made that hit.
Man, that was a good job. That was a great I love it. I love the fact he came up and stuck somebody.
All right, what can this Hawks defense do now? Big spot for them. Under 8 to go in regulation. Daniels emptied out. Teska on the straight keep. Nice pickup, close to 5. Let's give him 5 down to the 20-yard line.
That O-line did a good job there moving people. Texas does a good job of letting things develop. That's kind of a unique play right there. You know, the offensive line just kind of base blocks everything, and they let whoever it is standing back there with the football decide where he's going.
17 carries, 51 yards for Teska coming into this series. They put Daniels back pistol set. Well, if you're Mount Lebo, you can just take your time. Play clock is now at 5. Hand it to Teska again. He'll spin forward. Be close to a first down, but about a yard short. Give him 4 on that carry. 3rd down and 1.
Texas does a nice job here. Look at that O-line moving people. Create a nice crease right there. He doesn't try and do anything fancy. Doesn't try and cut back. Just gets vertical, hits the A-gap. Gets him into a nice 3rd and 1.
That was his 19th carry of this game. They go heavy. Heavy left. Teska, no question where they're going with this one. Spins and dances forward down inside the 5, down to 10, down to about the 7. That'll set up a 1st and goal. What a great run.
Yeah, nice effort there by Texas. He does a good job. That balance. Right, good read. Two bleed blockers. Finds himself up there on Saka. Spins out of it and is able to get 5, 6, 7 more yards after the first contact.
Oh, they have Pellegrino in there and Hartung, 43, same set, same play. Run into the left. Teska bounces it, falls forward inside the 5, down to the 4. Under 6, back-to-back plays, running behind that left side.
Don't stop, right? If it's working, if it's working, keep it going.
They shift and they put that Pellegrino set and Hartung to the right, so they're going to run that direction. Teska again, but tripped up. They'll mark this at about the 2-yard line.
Texas is kind of taking this game over right now, and I like it. You know, Bob Palco and that staff. Hey, this is working, right? The defense is getting a little tired. Bring a couple fullbacks in there. You got 2 tight ends on the field. This is old school smash mouth Western PA style football.
Now, Brandon, this is where you need that coach we talked about earlier today.
Yes, it says keep doing it.
Keep doing the same thing. Let's see. They're going to try it again. Let's see if they run the same play left. They run a counter out of it.
Nice call.
Touchdown.
Texas with it. I mean, he took that drive over. Obviously, they called his number. They called 5 the whole time right there. And this is nice. You know, you've been running to the side of the offset backs the entire way down, and then all of a sudden you run a little counter, bring everybody back to the other side. Texas does the rest.
Second rushing touchdown for number 5 in this game. Extra point is up and it's through. 28-17, 4:46 left. Does St. Joe's have anything left? We'll find out when we come back.
Ever wonder what it's like to live in Crawford County, Pennsylvania? Join us in December to uncover every corner of a region rich with history, culture, nature, all waiting for you in Crawford County. Explore the Keystone State with PCN, one neighborhood at a time. Watch Pennsylvania's Neighborhood, Crawford County, December 13th through the 17th. Visit PCNTV.com for more. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
Big game so far from Alex Teska. He's got a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown. How about a 6-play drive? It took 3 minutes and 1 second. He has had a great game, and it's a 28-17 lead. And now with 4:46 to go, the Hawks need to score, and they need to do it quickly.
Yeah, they definitely need to move quick, have a sense of urgency, getting back to the line of scrimmage. They do have all 3 of their timeouts. You don't want to burn them yet, right? You want to get a couple big plays. Be smart. You can still run the football, though. You know, what you don't want to do is chuck the ball 3 times and give Mount Lebanon the ball back, especially after that last drive where they basically just, you know, rammed the ball down your throat and took 3 minutes off the clock. You can't do that again. So, and the challenge now is because the wind flipped, you know, throwing the football down the field for Jones isn't going to be an easy thing.
Oh, that was Josh Barlow right there, number 9. He wants to set his team up. Teska had all 6 carries on that drive. He's got 71 yards on the ground, 22 carries so far. A line drive, 1 hopper. They'll kneel it at the 31-yard line. Smart play. Yes, it was. Yeah. Smart play there by Isaiah West, 32. So his team with good field position. Let's see what they can do here. Wind, well, I don't know. You tell me. The flag's almost all completely wrapped up. It's sort of in their face, but it's kind of going on an angle.
It's coming across the field, I think. No, I don't know. I don't have to throw the football. I'm sitting here in this nice warm booth.
What's the chances Zambelli and Wilsey left already, right? Come on now. I don't know. I'm looking down in the field. It's windy. It's cold. They've had a long weekend.
Yep. With the wind at their back, they're probably home.
Well, hopefully people at home are enjoying this one. This is a great 6A championship. The final of 6 of those here this weekend. And a big one in the highest classification. Here's Jones to throw. Pressure's coming. Maybe a hold. No, Jones going to heave it. Oh, boy, this is straight up in the air, but it's going to find the sideline. Wow, was that dangerous.
You cannot do that right there. Young quarterbacks that are really talented sometimes have that issue, right, where they get out, they get stressed. They're pressing a little bit. This is a great pressure. Nice job right there, getting a little pressure. That's Boehner and 43 going in there with the big hit. Good job reaching out and trying to grab the football and strip it. That ball, they're lucky that didn't get intercepted.
Well, they were also lucky Phillips didn't get called for holding. He had to block 2 guys there. And the pressure coming from inside and outside Hartung. Here we go, 2nd and 10. False start.
Don't fall apart now.
Yep.
It's been a pretty clean game.
Prior to the start, full start, offense number 16, 5-yard penalty.
Look, this has been a knock on wood here. That's been a pretty clean football game. And so right now, when you're pressing, when you're trying to do too much on both sides, the opportunity to win the game now for Mount Lebanon's defense, don't do too much.
Yep. 2nd and 15, Jones the throw back. Here comes the pressure up the middle, and he's in. Ball comes out, but he was down. Pressure coming right up the middle on the sack, and Jones might be hurt. Boy, did he take a hard shot down on his legs. The ball did come out, but he was well down after that one. Look at the pressure coming. Is it Heidenreich? Yeah.
Heidenreich, watching from his safety spot. That is a well-designed pressure. And that's a thump right there.
Well, yeah, right. He's all over the place.
Yeah, Hartung tries to grab the ball there. Good job, good awareness, but man, what a tackle.
3rd down and 26. What play do you have dialed up here? Now Lebanon taking a timeout under 4.
Again, make sure you're in the right spot. It's a big down right here. And defensively, I mean, this is a tough spot because part of you is going to want, as a defensive coordinator, you're going to want to pressure a little bit because you don't want to give him a lot of time to throw the football up. You also don't want to let Jones escape if you're playing man-to-man behind it, right? If you're playing man, you don't want him to escape and get out there, and he can run. He can get 26 yards before you know it, especially if you're playing man. But playing zone, now you give them a lot of time to let things develop. I'm guessing they're probably going to play a little bit of zone, get those safeties back deep, keep the ball in front of them, and make a tackle.
Well, I was going to say, what the concern is for every team preparing for number 2 this year is keeping him in check. They have done that so far. Don't want to say it and jinx it, but they've done that so far.
They have.
But do they dial up? Does Tim Roken dial up a play that gives your QB? Remember, you potentially don't have to get all 26 here.
No, this is 2 down.
Yeah, does he dial something up to give him the chance, if necessary, to make the decision to tuck and run? Let's see. 5 receivers, nobody in the backfield. Jones looking over the middle. This one is nearly intercepted, knocked away. That's Hartung, great defensive play. They were looking for Washington on that deep route over the middle between the hash.
Good job right there. Nice just presence in the pocket, a lot of time. That thing was covered up. Hartung was underneath it. They played a little bit of soft zone. They rushed 3. They had a spy. They had a spy to take care of Jones' scramble ability. Rush your 3 big guys, squeeze the pocket down, play zone behind it. Make him throw into the wind.
Well, this could be the ball game here. There's still some time left. 4 minutes, 3:52. Jones a throw, 4th down. Here comes the pressure, and nowhere to go. Sacked is Jones. Of course, number 7, Jack Smith. Big game so far, and they'll flip it. That could just about do it now if you're Mount Lebo.
They brought a little pressure that time. They brought 5 guys, so they may have still been playing zone behind it, but they brought some heat. Bringing 5 right there, get Jones off his spot, and really nice job by Jack Smith to roll back down, to come back down out of his rush and clean things up.
I want to give credit to Will Harvey as well, 75. He had a chance. He forced Jones to step up. So now, well, if you're the Devils, Blue Devils, you can just put this game away. Their defense has played outstanding today. 17 total points. This is a team in St. Joe's that has put up just tremendous points throughout the course of the season, 40+ in multiple games. 7th consecutive run for Teska. Dumped down for a 2-point takedown there by Nelson.
See, one thing you cannot do right now is lose your composure. To the top of the field, there was something going on between an O lineman and a D lineman. Then you get the extra stuff down here. It's emotional, right? This is such a huge deal. And frustrations come out, and these are 15, 16, 17-year-old young men.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting. Number 4 in the defense, half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
So Nelson made the tackle and then must have said or done something on the Teska. This is where it's tough because here's the tackle, comes down on him, and then comes up over top of him. Yep.
Flexes on him like that. And again, everything else, if he'd have just walked away and done that, you're celebrating. If you do it over the top of the guy.
Teska Ganson, 8 consecutive runs. He's going to get to the pylon for a touchdown. 2nd rushing touchdown, and that will do it. How about that for the Blue Devils?
Do what you do. And I think that's something here at the end of the 4th quarter they've done a really good job of what Texas, right, just running out there, and he outruns Sackett to the corner.
2 rushing touchdowns in this game. There's Bob Palko. Got to feel pretty good right now what they've been able to do. For the season, that's 25 rushing touchdowns for Tesca this season. Extra point is through. It's a 35-17 game.
You know, it's funny. When we were talking to Coach Palko before the game, he had that kind of little smile on his face.
Yeah.
Like he knew something that nobody else knew. I thought, is he messing with me? What's going on? You know, he just, you know, he was happy. He was having a good time, and he just had that little grin right there that I was like, man, he feels really, really good about this football game, and rightfully so. His football team showed up and played ball.
It's one of those deals where you watched film all week, and the coach is like, man, I think I found a few things that we can do here. And I noticed that too. I noticed that too. I knew asking him wasn't going to make it different, but you could see it in his face. He felt really good.
You definitely could, and rightfully so.
Oh, here's a guy again that's won 8 WPIAL championships. This team, Mount Lebanon, by the way, won their first 2 playoff games in the PIAA state tournament this year. This is only their 4th ever in the school's first ever appearance in the state championship game. So at West Allegheny, 24 seasons for Coach Palko, and now having a chance to win the first one. His career record was 217-73. So while this team has never been there, he has. And he told me that the prep week, plus his coaching staff has been pretty much the same. These guys knew how to prepare this team for this championship game. Thinking about it too, I'm sure Mark Davis was his his longtime friend, a former assistant with him, was hospitalized last week after collapsing, and they thought about him after the win a week ago in the playoff game. Thinking about him again today. Short kickoff. This one will go out of bounds.
Yes, it will. I don't know, man. I don't know why you do that. I feel like, I feel like with the wind at your back, just give it a crack. Send that thing down there and see what happens. I mean, you got a better shot of getting a touchback. I mean, because right now, I mean, look, it's going to take a minor miracle for St. Joe's to come back right now. It's going to take a couple really big plays. It's possible, but it's going to be difficult. You know, so kick that ball back.
Kicking team, kick
instead
out of
of
bounds.
giving them the ball at the
Ball
35.
placed on the 35-yard line, first down.
You know, it's only a few seconds potentially on a return, but it doesn't take anything off the clock. So 3:19 to go, a 35-17 advantage for the Blue Devils. Bunch set to Jones's right, looking in that direction. This one knocked away and nearly intercepted. Knocked away nicely there by Boehner, 17. This secondary's been great today. Matt Wirtz, number 4, has got 2 interceptions so far.
Yeah, nice job by Boehner being underneath that route. They're running that little bunch route up there to the top of the screen, and they dealt it. They handled it real well.
And it looks like they're rushing just 3 and dropping back 8. Here's some pressure coming. Here comes Smith, and they'll get him again.
Smith's got to be careful getting off of him like that. Yeah, there's a penalty. There's penalties everywhere right now. And this is so frustrating.
Well, the ball's all the way down by the goal line there, so something happened to it.
I think he threw the ball.
Okay.
But really, again, dialing up a little pressure, sending 5. All right, so send 5. There's Smith off the edge.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 2. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Now that pretty much takes you right out of it here. Now Smith, that's his 2nd sack. He had a sack on the last series. Tim Roken hoping his team can keep some composure to at least give himself a chance. I know there's not much of one. There's 3 minutes to go in this game. 39 sophomores on this squad. He talked about that this year's sophomore group didn't get a whole lot of chance. It didn't get a real legitimate chance of experience the normalcy of last season with COVID. Playing for these seniors is this sophomore group for this year, who also experienced a state championship last year, but without a crowd. Trying to just do whatever they can. New QB in the game is Picarillo, who played during the injured time that Jones was out, number 13. How about the story that he's had this season for number 13? in Piccarello. He's played H-back, he's played wide receiver, he's played quarterback. Earlier in the season, he was on kickoff coverage. I mean, this guy is a tough player, and they'll turn it over. Or they're going to punt the ball.
Does whatever the team asks him to do. Those are the kind of guys you love to coach, the kind of guys you love to be on a team with.
In punt formation for the Hawks. Back deep.
That wind is whipping right
now. Straight up, they just get out of the way. It'll take a St. Joe's bounce, but it'll still be in plus territory for the Blue Devils, and they're looking to just take the time off. 2:44 to go, a timeout left, or 3 timeouts left for the Hawks. I'm not sure if they're going to use any of those. Tim Roken talked about this team, and he said that, you know, he approaches every year with his seniors as a one-off because he knows he's got one chance with them. And I know it was kind of an odd year for those guys last season. They did experience a state championship. Well, this group really wanted to play hard for this, but this is a tradition that continues to be impressive every year. And as good as this team was this year with this youth coming back, they got some talent coming back. They'll be around next year for sure.
Absolutely. You see Jones right there on the sideline. You know, everybody's going to hug it out now, but that kid is good. And one thing, you know, he got sacked those last 2 plays by Jack Smith, but he didn't go down easy. He was not an easy tackle for Smith.
Hand off number 5, Alexander Kenza.
Give the ball to Texas there. They're just going to run the clock out. Player down. Don't want to see that right now either.
Well, Mount Lebo, the offense has put up 35, but his defense has really been outstanding all over the place. Matt Wirtz with an interception. There's number 1. Look at the way they played this game.
Yeah, there's Wirtz again. They've been everywhere. This one's, he's going to dream about that one right there. He played a great game, but man, he wants that one back. And that's some pressure right there. Heidenreich hits him. I mean, look, Smith, here he comes again. Smith again. This defense has played lights out because this is an explosive offense that has a lot of talent, and like they were so high and are still high on Jones, Samaj Jones. The kid's going to be a really great high school quarterback. I mean, you can see it right now. You can see the strength, you can see the poise, the decision making, the arm, all of it's there. They played a really good football team tonight, and this defense played lights out.
There's Owen Halter coming off the field. Halter, a two-way player, defensively coming into this game with 42 tackles. He's got 3 in this game. Pellegrino leading defensively with 10 tackles. Smith with a couple of sacks. He's also got 6 tackles, 2 behind the line of scrimmage. Joey Daniels in, sets Heidenreich in motion across the formation. Yeah, that's consecutive runs too. That's another one for number 5.
Texas definitely he's been falling forward all game, and that's a huge part of winning and losing that you may not notice, right? When those running backs are falling forward all the time, that means you're in trouble on defense.
Sure if Bob Palco is trying to avoid what potentially could be a shower coming up, moving away or not. I mean, it is a little bit early, but he's got a 35-17 lead. I don't know if
it's coming. They're running over to grab the Gatorade right now.
Now they are. Yep.
First down.
That's going to do it. They'll be able to take a knee from here on out. Bob Palco, they're trying to hold him up and waiting for that bucket coming over there.
Somebody's got to sacrifice themselves and give him the hug, right? You give him the hug, and the other guys come up behind him and dump it. He knows it's coming. It's not going to be a coach that does it. It's going to be some players that give him the hug, and then he's going to get the Gatorade shower.
Well, I asked him when we talked this week, I said, did you have any idea His words was no. Not just no, but there was a word in front of it. As far as, did you know you're going to be this good? He goes, listen, we had an idea, but no, we didn't. And he said, you come into every season. And what he brought that philosophy from West Allegheny, nothing's really changed. He's brought that same philosophy, that same winning demeanor, and they've been able to do it. There it is. They slightly missed him, but they got it. Look at the celebration. Here's your champs in 6A.
What a season. It was so nice to have high school football back for real with bands and fans.
Yeah, look at that student section
out there. It was awesome. I enjoyed this tremendously. It was a heck of a football game. Had a lot of great games this weekend. And that was a battle right there. And the score's a little bit, far away, but that was a great football game.
35-17, your final. Mount Lebanon winning the school's first ever state championship. We will step aside and come back and get trophy presentations right after this.
The 2021 PIAA Football Championships on PCN are brought to you in part by Alvernia University, American Dairy Association Northeast, and by Wise Markets. It's interactive ice cream fun at the Turkey Hill Experience, located in Columbia, PA, just south of Hershey. Create your own virtual ice cream flavor and packaging. Milk our mechanical cows and star in your own Turkey Hill commercial. Visit turkeyhillexperience.com for more information. PCN invites you to explore Pennsylvania with us, one neighborhood at a time. Watch these upcoming Pennsylvania's neighborhood celebrations featuring the people and places that make each community unique. Get more at PCNTV.com. Support PCN by texting PCNTV to 877-907-9770.
$35-17 is your final. Boy, here's the runner-up trophy presentation. Let's go down to the field.
Mount Lebanon, please come over so we can have your trophy presentation. And now we would ask that Alex Texa, Eli Heidenreich, and Joey Daniels please come forward. As District 7 Chairman, Mr. Scott Seltzer presents the Blue Devils with the 2021 PIAA 6A Championship Trophy. Congratulations to the Blue Devils of Mount Lebanon High School.
Boy, that's got to feel sweet, right? I mean, that's a tremendous effort, an undefeated season, 15-0, school's first ever. They've been celebrating with the crowd so much, they had to wave them back over for the trophy presentation.
Yeah, it was like herding cats getting those guys back over here, but well-deserved.
All right, let's take a look now at today's player of the game. It's Alex Teska. The player of the game is sponsored by Lebanon Valley College, listed #1 in Pennsylvania for job placement. Lebanon Valley College will get you career ready. Visit the campus and find out why their students are so successful. Undergraduate and graduate programs available for traditional and adult learners. Visit www.lvc.edu.
Texa was a monster tonight. We were just a one-man wrecking crew with the ball in his hand. He did everything. He played great defense, made some great tackles. But it was really the way that he finished the football game tonight for Mount Lebanon is what got them that trophy and that giant chocolate bar down there.
A couple of touchdowns on the ground, a touchdown receiving, and boy, are they enjoying this celebration here with the student section on hand. But people say the fans don't support Mount Lebanon. 3.5-hour drive from the South Hills of Pittsburgh. Tremendous student section, tremendous fan section, and obviously now 3-1 in the PIAA tournament with a 35-17 win. Well, we hope you enjoyed our wall-to-wall coverage starting on Thursday afternoon here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network, and I know I did coming out here for the 6A final. Brandon Noble, great job tonight, big man. That was fun.
Sir. Absolutely, good game.
35-17 is your final. Along with Brandon Noble, I'm Doug Heater saying so long and good night from Hersheypark Stadium. We'll see you right back here next season on PCN.